bottle, and he's like, "This is how I make guitars." And remember, he just makes a guitar out of a Coke bottle and a piece of wood.
He's the man.
He's the man.
He's cooler than the Edge. I mean, I'm sorry to the Edge, but
There's not that many people cooler than Jack White.
Right.
To be fair, to the Edge.
Greetings and citations, fine.
Bono movie is the first Apple movie that's designed for the helmet.
Vision Pro?
Vision Pro. You know why I couldn't remember the name? Because it's so dumb.
Right.
Vision Pro. Yeah, it's the first movie that's designed for Vision Pro. That once you put, that's their helmet, their space helmet with all the technology built in, that once you put it on, it becomes engulfing. You enter that world. And I do think it's ironic that Bono is the first movie that they do for Vision Pro, as if nobody remembers what happened the last time they really wanted to show off tech and they used U2 to do it. It's right there.
It's an actual Bono movie.
I know.
I thought he was just a producer on it.
No. It's a Bono movie.
He's so self-indulgent.
It's a movie about Bono and how amazing Bono is. And he's pretty amazing, I think.
Is he?
I'm so tired.
Well, he did Vertigo. Remember? Hola.
That was a good one.
Yeah, right. Remember Streets Have No Name?
Yep.
Also Bono. So, and the Edge thinks he's cool.
Edge is cool. Edge is cooler than Bono.
I mean, have you seen the way, remember when Edge was the Edge was playing that guitar? Mm-hmm. And then he was like, but look what happens when I hit this pedal. Remember on It Might Get Loud documentary?
Yeah, he'd hit like a strum and it's like, oh, that sounds like shit. And then he hits the pedal and it's like, you're like, oh, wow.
You realize all these U2 riffs are so completely basic. It's just like boom, boom, boom. And except you hit 3 pedals and it becomes this mind-altering thing.
But that's why he's the man.
Right. I think that's what they should do. They should put They Might Get Loud out for the Apple helmet, because that was good. They Might Get Loud was awesome. Yeah, remember in the beginning of it?
You just want to see Jack White.
Yeah, because he sits there and he gets a little piece of wood and a Coke bottle, and he's like, this is how I make guitars. And remember, he just makes a guitar out of a Coke bottle and a piece of wood?
He's the man.
He's the man.
He's cooler than the Edge. I mean, I'm sorry to the Edge, but
there's not that many people cooler than Jack White.
Right.
To be fair, to the Edge. But maybe Bono is.
No.
He's got a whole movie about him, and you could watch it in the helmet.
I mean, who would do that?
Watch the Bono movie in the helmet? I don't know.
His demographic of fans, they're not going to go out and buy a helmet
to watch the movie.
Watch a movie,
especially when you're like, no, this is a full length movie, so you better plug in for this one.
Strap in.
Yeah. You better plug that helmet in. The cord's about 2 feet long, so you're gonna have to sit with your back up against the wall, plugged in, so you can watch the whole Bono movie, but all the words, because that's how they do it. They go oh my God, look, it's Bono's talking or whatever, because it's a concert movie. To my understanding, it's a concert movie that he's also telling stories throughout.
Oh, it's like VH1 Storytellers.
It's VH1 Storytellers in a helmet, they say, but with
just
Bono.
Say that.
Right, because then I'm in.
Yeah.
Right. But as he's talking, sometimes the words come all around you. Oh. And so you're like, oh my God, I can see this in my peripheral vision.
The words?
The words. What is this, the future? And then there are times where, I was reading about
Sesame Street.
That's right. That's exactly what it's like, except you keep missing the second part.
Okay.
In a helmet.
Oh.
Okay?
Are they going to put out Bonnie Raitt's Storytellers? Because I'll watch that.
I would check out. I would see only if they add words to it.
I just want the old Storytellers.
Yeah, of course, but you want words added to it so you could see it hit you in the periphery.
I guess.
You want your peripheral vision, because we've been sitting here for how many years now watching this television, and what do we get in our peripheral vision? Jack and shit on each side of you. Nothing. You put the helmet on, all of a sudden it's hitting your peripheral vision.
Words.
Right? There's words. Hola is coming at you at the side of your head, and you can't believe it.
Uno.
Right.
Dos.
14 is hitting you at the other side of your head. And you're like, oh my God, this is what I heard about. This is the future.
That's the future?
Yes. Yes. And you're plugged in, and you got your back up against the wall because the cord's not that long. And the little thing in your pocket is starting to heat up as you're watching, because you've been watching for 2 hours of Bono just yapping between songs. But what I'm saying is, the peripheral vision is getting very stimulated. And you'll really think your loved ones they'll see you as a grown-ass man sitting on the floor with your back against the wall, plugged into the wall with a helmet on, like kind of motioning in the air with your hands everywhere, trying to touch words. That's what they'll see. But you're in the Bono experience. What do you mean, I was trying to sell this.
I'm sure the way it's filmed is very cool. Like, I'm sure the 3D experience of, like, being there, quote, is cool.
So was the Michael Jackson movie in Disney, you know? Yeah. I mean, that was cool.
Yeah.
I remember when, like, I went to Disney World and they had the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids movie, and, like, you would sit there and they'd blow air up your pant leg, and you'd think it was little mice crawling up your pant leg.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is cool. Would I see every movie like this? Probably not.
You wouldn't be like Roland and go buy a 3D TV?
I probably wouldn't buy a 3D TV. No, because then you also have to buy the glasses.
It's a whole thing.
You're trying to click all the buttons on the remote, and then you're like, oh, here's the problem. There's no shows that are in 3D, so this doesn't work. But, I mean, I do respect that Apple, like, is not really taking the hint that people don't want the helmet, and they're going like, no, we're going to make content for the helmet.
I mean, guess once you're in, it's like, what do? You got to keep going.
We invested a lot of money into this helmet.
We're going full steam.
Right. You know, there was one guy that was like, I told you guys the helmet was stupid. I told you from the beginning it was dumb.
Eddie Q.
You think Eddie Q was not on board with the helmet?
No.
Yeah, so then I saw they're like, well, what if it's like eyeglasses? And I'm like, no, dude. People don't want to walk around with a blindfold.
No, that's why
on.
Johnny Ive's not doing wearables.
Right. No, like Johnny Ive's not so great. We got a Bono movie. Check out the trailer. Tell me.
All right. Maybe we're wrong.
I think you're wrong.
It's 2 minutes.
And keep in mind, as you look at this trailer.
I'm going to watch 2 minutes of Bono?
I don't know if we'll make it through the whole 2 minutes. Keep in mind, you're looking flat at the trailer.
Right.
That's not how you're going to experience it, because you're going to go out and buy a $4,000 helmet to watch this movie right.
Okay.
To get those words in my peripherals.
Because they'll hit you in the peripheral.
Right.
That's the side. For those that don't know, if you didn't take your SATs, that's the side. Okay, go on. That's Bono.
I'm already tired.
Remember this song?
Yeah.
These are the tall tales of a short rock star.
See, that's charming. Get it? The story of a showman.
Oh, The Greatest Showman?
Yeah, can you hit pause for a second, Mike? Why wouldn't they just put The Greatest Showman out for the
Hugh
helmet?
Jackman?
I would watch Hugh Jackman like do all kinds of Greatest Showman songs
Sing
in the
and dance
helmet.
for me.
Especially because there's so much going on in that movie. You know, that's the story of what's his name, the circus man.
Ringling Brother.
Right. And there's all these people on stilts and shit like that. That
Elephants.
you could put in a helmet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the elephants in the helmet, because it also like you
Make a
could have
tiger leap past my peripheral.
that in the peripheral.
Yeah.
That's the point. But Bono's got
singing
words.
Beautiful Day.
Well, he's got words. A beautiful day, and then like right past you, it says, "Don't let it get away." And you're like,
there it goes.
They got away.
Woo.
They got away. I'm sorry. You can keep going. This is good.
Quarterman show.
I want to tear down the walls that hold me inside.
Something to know about performers. In pursuit of truth, we are capable of more untruth than most.
What?
Show business.
Show me please how the desert bread.
Turns out the most extraordinary thing about my life
Right.
is the people I'm in relationships with. I met my wife, Ali, same week I joined you too.
Where the streets
That's unbelievable.
Is it?
Yes.
Last time I saw my mother.
Okay. I mean, that's enough.
This is dumb.
But it's you got to.
You get to hear him bloviate.
I know, but you guys are thinking of
That's a great
bloviating.
word.
Yeah, it is a good word.
But
Yeah.
you,
Because that's what makes it so hard to like U2. Like, I really like a lot of U2 songs, but he ruins the experience for me.
And the other guys in the band seem cool.
Yeah, they don't want to
Just
do it.
isn't-
They don't
this
want
is
to have
just
anything to
Bono.
do with this bullshit.
this is just Bono.
He's so self-indulgent
He is.
No, you
and has such an ego.
no.
And he's, what, bloviant?
He's bloviating.
He bloviates.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
bloviates.
And it just, look, it's not my generation, but he just comes across so mediocre. Like, there's just
No.
nothing exciting about
You.
Bono.
Here's the thing.
I mean, the songs are good, but
They're
did he write
fine.
them?
I don't. They're fine. Are they up there with the greats? I don't know. I don't think so.
I think the Edge wrote them.
What about that tree?
I like the Edge's song. Then when he's like, "We want lemon,"
That's the
You
best
like that
U2 song.
that's the best one.
What about the Joshua tree?
What, like the song?
The song?
Yeah.
Is there a song called Joshua?
I
don't know.
It was their album.
Album?
The album Rattle and Hum. I think that was like their huge one in the 80s. And that was like 40
You guys,
years ago.
because you guys are looking at this flat screen.
You think if I had the helmet, I would be like, oh.
Holy shit. He met his wife and joined you two same week?
I don't care. I could go the rest
You
of my
wouldn't
life
call
and
me
never
up.
know that.
Sam. I'm like, Troy, what's up, dude? Sam, you never guess what I just heard. I was like, what happened? You'd be like, I was in my helmet and I was watching Bono. And you know what he told me? I said, what? He told me, get this. He met his wife and you two same week. I go, Troy, that's not that interesting of a story. He go, I guess you had to be there in the helmet with me. I gotta get one of these helmets. They look amazing. Michelle in New Jersey. If you want to call the show, 866-969-1969. What's up, Michelle?
Nothing. I just think he's a blowhard,
No.
and South Park did a perfect episode about him.
Not Bono.
Yeah.
Yes, when he's a big piece of crap.
South Park made him look like a big piece of crap.
No, he was a piece of crap.
Oh, and
He was literally a piece of crap.
Oh, okay. Well, that's probably not something that comes up in the Helmet movie, but thank you, Michelle. I hope that they don't bring that up in the Helmet movie. I doubt that there's a Q&A portion because he's probably trying to protect from, like, you guys aren't going to bring up when South Park made me into a piece of shit, are you? No.
He and Kanye just want to avoid all South Park.
Don't do it. Yeah. Don't do it. Not in the Helmet movie of all places. Stacy in Atlanta.
Hey guys, first time caller. Just had to straighten a little miscue from Travis.
Good.
The Greatest Showman was not about a Ringling Brother.
Mm-hmm.
It was about P.T. Barnum.
That makes a lot more
guys.
sense.
I think they're all the same person.
No, P.T. Barnum is
No,
correct.
they're not.
Ringling Brothers, Barnum and
they're
Bailey
not.
Circus. The same guy.
No, they all came together, but the idea, I knew
Oh,
it,
like a Voltron?
I knew it was some circus guy. I forgot the name P.T. Barnum because I'm thinking of 100 things here. But when Travis said it was one of the Ringling Brothers,
No, I said it was Ringling Brothers.
I was like, I know that's not true, but I want to move on. But I appreciate you, Stacy.
Well, I want to keep you guys perfect. So
No, you're right.
After hearing Gorilla versus 100 Men 500 times over the weekend and over last week, I just needed to keep you guys perfect.
Thank you very much. Should we play that a lot while we were gone?
I mean, once.
Nice.
Why is he listening to it on repeat?
Maybe re-aired during the weekend?
Cool. You know what it probably was?
What?
He's probably listening on demand. He just liked the bit.
That's right, just over and over.
He just kept listening to it.
I think it was Ringling Brother.
It wasn't. It was definitely P.T. Barnum. And why would they move? Why would they make a movie out of one of the Ringling Brothers?
Maybe one was better than the other.
Not
Who's
that
the better
much.
Steiner brother? One's better than the other, right?
Well, one's.
You don't have to say who, but you know one's better than the other.
But the other one is better at making new wrestlers.
Okay.
His kid's a wrestler.
But there's still one that's better than the other.
You talking about Big Papa Pump?
Yeah, of course I am.
John in Connecticut.
Hey, what's up? I'm just calling to agree with you guys. Bono's overrated.
No. Did you see the Helmet movie in a helmet?
And that just proves my point.
Oh.
He's overrated.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm punching out.
All right.
Asking for this.
All right. Thank you.
Nobody.
What about that? I mean, well, you guys don't have helmets, so you don't know what they're asking for. You're not part of the community.
If you said Bono was coming in tomorrow, here's a free helmet, watch the movie, I'd be like, no.
You'd say no?
Yeah, say I'm busy.
I got other shit going on.
I'm just sitting there like refreshing my email, waiting for some kind of tidbits or something. You guys are like, I don't know.
No.
Check out Billboard. I don't know. I don't have any new information for you.
I'm not doing this, Sam.
I go, what did they cover in the Helmet movie? I don't know. My helmet is pristine.
They talk about pop?
Right. Where they did the best part about coming out with that pop, which was U2's like, dance record, was that they actually did the thing from Spinal Tap that they do as a goof. Like in Spinal Tap, remember the thing like the womb or whatever it is comes down from the ceiling and then it gets stuck and they can't get out? Didn't that actually happen to U2?
I mean, their whole stage setup for that entire tour was just over the top ridiculous.
Now imagine if they could have had helmet cameras or whatever they call them. I don't know how you film a movie for the helmet, but imagine if we could go back and look at the pop tour through the eyes of the helmet.
Just big martini glasses in your peripheral.
Yeah. When he did Rogan ask him about
I'm
you didn't check that out either?
Yeah, no idea.
It
I would
wasn't
never sit through 2 hours of Bono on Rogan.
Or anywhere else?
anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering if you asked him about, because the main thing I would want to know about Bono is like, how did it feel when he was like, you can all have my album for free, and everyone was like, we don't want this.
Why would I want that?
You're messing up my iPod. We don't want this album. Scott in Virginia.
Hey, Bono's a douche, but anyways, Rogan and him had it out where Bono said the USAID cut the funding killed 300,000 people.
Did they do that? Did they do that?
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, you can find that clip.
I know that was a conversation that they had. I saw that everywhere. But did they talk about the iPod?
I don't think so.
I want you to be honest with me right now, Scott. Did you watch the clip or the interview?
I watched the clip.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for being honest, Scott.
Who would watch that?
Fair enough.
Fair
enough.
Thank you.
Imagine watching a full Rogan interview with
Bono. Everybody loves Bono. Everybody loves Bono.
That's not
Name
true.
one person. Not Roland.
Mike, you like Bono?
Not particularly.
Okay.
I don't really. It's not a dislike. I just don't have any use for him.
Okay. I've exhausted my options, unfortunately.
I feel like they really fall into that bucket of music for creative professionals.
Oh, it's 3 hours.
Creative professionals.
Movie?
Yeah.
Oh, the Rogan interview.
Meaning like the executives
Yeah,
that
like-
are overseeing creatives.
Like a guy in jeans and a blazer.
You think there's a lot of people on the 37th floor who like Bono?
The people who like to give you notes.
Suits and sneakers.
Yes.
Right. As our friends from Barstool came in and said, who was it, Feidelberg, that pointed out the quarter zips?
Oh yeah.
Somebody that would wear a quarter zip?
Yeah, it's really muscling the Midtown vest out of business.
Yeah, it is.
A lot of boat shoes.
Boat shoes, yeah. A lot of Yacht Rock fans.
No. Don't even go there.
Yeah.
A
lot of Yacht Rock fans.
Can
like
you
Bono.
imagine?
Get out of here.
Bro, can you imagine if they did a Yacht Rock doc in the helmet?
Now we're talking. I might have to pick up a helmet.
No. Hey, I'm here for the Yacht Rock helmet. You know it does more than... Yeah. Does it come with the Yacht Rock movie? I want to watch the movie in the helmet.
It comes with like a hat, a sailor hat.
It's the Yacht Rock special edition of the helmet. Chris in Maine.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Bono's an amazing guitar player. Those licks are tremendous. The lead singer's a cunt, though.
No, I think, unfortunately, Chris, I think you may have Bono and The Edge confused with one another. It's The Edge that is more the guitar player for you two. Bono is actually he's the front man and lead singer. I think you might be.
All right. Edge is awesome. Bono's a douche.
Oh, that stinks. Okay, I thought we had one for Bono. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, no, so far your guys' argument is standing pretty firm against mine. But who are all these people that go to these U2 concerts? They're full.
Mike just told you.
Creative executives?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might be right about that. That actually is.
I'd like to know, is there anybody listening that's like, I love Bono? Like he is the man.
Because I, for the record, am in favor of the Helmet movie.
You are?
Yes. And you guys are being the haters here. So if there are people, can we find a fan, and it has to be not just, I like some U2 songs. Because even you are saying, no, the music's good.
I mean, I can't deny that there are some U2 songs that are fantastically written songs.
If Vertigo comes on.
You love Vertigo.
It's a great song. You're tapping the steering wheel while you're driving. I put Vertigo.
And that was a great comeback record. They killed their career with pop. Nobody liked that.
I put Vertigo and It's My Life by Bon Jovi in that same category.
Same category.
Same
Wow.
category.
Okay.
Yep. Wow.
But I do respect when a band that has been around that long has a record that is that successful so far into their career. Like Beautiful Day, that's an accomplishment.
Beautiful Day's a great song.
Yeah, it's off the record.
Don't Let It Get Away.
Right? Isn't that the name of the record?
Beautiful Day?
Or Every
Rose Has Its Thorn?
No, that's Seal.
Kiss from a Rose? Batman's Kiss from the Rose in the Graves?
What was that off of?
Let's go to Wheezy in Indiana. What's up, Wheezy?
All That You Can't Leave.
Hey, what's going
That's
on,
right.
Sammy?
Well, I'm trying to figure out
Hey,
if Bono's got any fans.
I'm going to tell you right now, the only reason they put that movie in a helmet is his fans grew up wearing helmets.
Oh, that's not nice. That's not nice. Thank you, Wheezy. That's not cool. That's not a nice thing to say at all. I'm assuming you mean those helmets that are designed to properly shape the skulls.
That would be my guess. That's what I think he was going for.
I think that.
Or like maybe sometimes, like afraid to bump into stuff. Maybe the skull has it completely formed.
That's a different type of helmet.
Oh, okay.
The bump into stuff helmet is a different.
Okay.
I'm not sure which one he meant.
I'm not sure.
I'm not going to put words in Wheezy's mouth. Donald in Indiana. What's up, Donald?
Sammy, two things.
Yeah.
First, why wasn't the hour-long Ted Cruz Loves Musicals in the best of? That's my favorite thing you've ever done.
I mean, it was brilliant, but look, here's the thing. We have a lot of best of. Our best of library is, it's brimming like a Charlie Rose toilet. Okay, we have an incredible amount of best of in a relatively short period of time. That's the accomplishment of the show. So, I guarantee you, breaking down Ted Cruz's love of film will 100% make it to a best of in the future.
I listened to that on demand multiple times.
That's great.
But I love Bono. I grew up watching him every Saturday morning.
Yes.
I lived in the Chicago area. He would throw the little ping pong balls in the cup. Kids would get cookies.
Wait, are you thinking of, is this Bono from U2 that would do that?
I'm pretty sure that was Bono.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. It was because Bono's from the 80s and 90s, right?
Yeah, I remember he would have to keep throwing the ping pong ball further and further and further away into the cup.
And if you got the farthest one, you got the little cookie.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not that familiar with that part of Bono's career.
You don't remember that? I'll show you a picture. You probably.
I believe you. You know who does? I know that there are, I think Irish people like Bono. And there are a lot of people in Massachusetts that are probably Irish that love Bono.
You don't remember when they would throw the ping pong ball?
That's what I was worried that. That's where I was worried that the confusion lied there. I think that you're thinking of he was a children's television show host, but also he was a clown. You're thinking of Bozo. Now, but I was worried that was. I was worried that was the confusion. Bozo is who you're thinking. We're not talking about Bozo. There is no helmet movie about Bozo. The helmet movie is about Bono.
Bozo was a great show.
I'd be more interested in that.
The Bozo helmet movie? Yeah. Thank you, Donald. No, I could see.
How do you get your hair like that every time?
Right. No, that's a great question. It does feel like
maybe the hair could be in the peripherals because it's so big and wide.
You know who would greenlight and put a lot of money behind the Bono helmet movie?
The Bono helmet movie?
Which happened.
Yeah, Tim Cook?
Creative executives.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, everybody's going to love this.
R to the Z.
Mm-hmm. Jason in Florida?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Hey, so I was going to tell you, when I was a foster kid in Texas, after getting out of orphanage, we got kicked out of our first foster home because my brother snuck off to a U2 concert in the 90s. Because they were like very religious, Bible-thumping people. They were old people. I was like 6, he was 15, but U2 was way too edgy for them.
Wow.
And so it's like one of those things. It's like, I want to like Bono because I think he's done some good, but he's so into his own farce and shit. He kind of reminds me of like Gwyneth Paltrow. It's like, hey, if you just want to help out some kids, just give out $500 million to Africa. So, like, I think there's easier ways to have, help kids and shit,
Yeah.
And then, like,
and I'm surprised.
Like, hey, you just want to look good, buy this $50,000 eye cream. So, like, who the hell is this for?
I'm just surprised that even with the foundational appreciation that you have for Bono growing up like that you still feel this way. But I guess that's the effect Bono has. Thank you, Jason.
It's like you grow up liking like Aerosmith, but like I wouldn't give a shit if Steven Tyler had a helmet movie.
You wouldn't?
No.
What if he was going to tell the whole backstory of the song Pink?
I don't give a shit.
It's like a lot of people have a lot of questions of how many references to the color pink we could get in one song. I'd like to tell you, come join me in this helmet.
What if all like the scarves that are on his microphone are just flowing around in your peripherals?
Okay, but what if he's getting in the helmet? And you're like, if you get in the helmet, Joe Perry's going to tell you about the time that he knocked Steven Tyler off stage on purpose.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Take a super stretch limo?
That's right. Wow.
That's cool.
Travis wants a helmet version of the intro to the Aerosmith rock and roller
I
coaster.
get that.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a great ride.
Right,
That's a
right.
great ride.
Backstage passes for all of us. All of us. I did interview Joe Perry once, and I asked him if he threw Steven Tyler off the stage on purpose. You know what he said?
What did he say?
He said, "Yeah."
Yeah, you appreciate his honesty.
I was like looking at him. I was like, "You're awesome, dude. You're the fucking man."
I mean, he's so sick of his shit.
Yeah, he is.
It's like Keith Richards and Mick Jagger. They just fucking hate each other.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Every day on stage, you're like, I fucking hate that guy.
And it's so because like in both of those scenarios, the front man is like this over the top, flamboyant, cool guy, icon.
Yep.
But that guitar player is just a badass dude.
Badass. And the riffs.
And he
they
made
come
all
from
the
him.
riffs.
He made all the riffs.
And he's like, the only reason people like you is because of me.
Still feels more like a real person than the front man.
Yep.
You know, the minute Joe Perry starts talking, like you hear that Boston accent, you're like, Keith Richards is like, yeah, dude, you went through it. You're the man. Keith Richards is like, you know who sucks?
That
Yeah.
turd Mick Jagger.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That guy sucks, huh? Yeah, Keith, good one.
Fucking hate that guy.
Look at Joe Perry knocked him right off and then kept walking.
You know that's just
I'd
like,
watch this fan footage in a helmet.
I would too.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know who sucks? Who? Steven Tyler. Oh, good one, Joe.
And you know this just all this whole tour just led up to this one moment.
He was furious.
Just so sick of him. Just all those little things.
And you know what he's thought about? Every date on that tour, because everything is so choreographed.
Sure.
He's walked by him and he's like, you know, I could knock that fucking asshole into the crowd right now.
I'm gonna push him off. I swear to fucking God.
One little
Push him off
push.
one day.
And everybody would think it was an accident. And I'll push him right into the front row, like the idiot that he is. And then one day he said some dumb shit. He's like, oh, who wants, you know.
Nobody likes you, Joe.
No, it was even dumber than that. It was, who would get pistachios backstage anyway?
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, we've been together for 30 years.
You know I love
You know I love pistachios. You know it's my favorite food. Why would you say that? You're such an asshole? Like, why would you shit on pistachios? You know the pistachios are mine. And so he went out there. He's like, today's the day.
Yeah.
Today's the day. I'm sending him flying.
And that little voice in your head, you're like, ignore it. Ignore it. Don't do it.
Right.
Don't do
and
it.
he walked past him. He's like, all right, I'm not going to do it. And then on the way back, they're like, he just thought pistachios.
I'm going to do it.
I'm doing it. And knocked him. I did it. Well, now it's done.
Yeah.
Now it's done.
What are you going to do?
There's no taking that back. I did that. Enjoy your pistachios, asshole. I'm going to enjoy mine. I love bands that just can't get along like that.
Oh, it's just so petty.
Yeah.
And there's
yeah.
just the ego is just so like fierce. Like,
And because you're right, because it is petty and it is ego, and both, generally speaking, and this is every band. Like you could name 1,000 of them, and it always ends up being this story of like, both have the opportunity to be the bigger man and go like, you know what, let's just make our money and split. But both decide, no, because I hate him.
yeah. I'm going to stick around just to make that asshole's life miserable.
Yeah, I don't care about $1 I'm bringing in. I'm going to make your life hell. Oh, really? That's interesting, because I'm going to make your life hell. And then the drummer's just sitting there like, okay, guys, whatever.
Yeah, like poor Charlie Watts.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's just like, oh,
Just the most normal guy in the world.
Just relax. He's like, come on, guys.
Everybody loves you.
Yeah, everybody loves you. You're just so nice.
You're
It's
the
liter-
backbone of the band.
And it's literally the easiest gig. It gets to the point where it's the easiest gig in the world. People don't even want you to do anything different. They want you to plug and play the show. Do the show the exact same way every single time. If you get to a point, it's not even like, I don't know, do they want something? They want the exact same show. All you have to do is play the hits.
Yep.
But most of them get that. I mean, Aerosmith kept it going until they couldn't.
One of them
Rolling
knocked the
Stones
other
are
one.
still going. Like, they understand.
He knocked him in the audience.
Right, but they can hate each other, but they also have that understanding that, like, you're going to make
him
me
into the audience, bro.
hundreds of millions of dollars, and I'm going to do the same thing for
He
you.
pushed him in the audience
He
because
only pushed him in the
pistachios.
But there's
I
so
think.
few bands that, like, can't get past that. You
Right.
know?
I mean, like,
Like when David Lee Roth came out on stage with Van Halen, and everybody thought that they were reuniting. Remember that first time at the MTV
the
Awards?
best, the best when they all came back together, and you just look, and Eddie is just seething, looking at Dave like, you fucking piece of shit. I hate you. And it's like, this is your first time back together. You're at the
I mean,
VMAs.
and I don't even know in how many years. It was decades.
Yeah.
Because Sammy Hagar had that whole run. But, like, that was such a moment. And then, like, the next day, they're like, no, fuck them.
I mean,
Fuck
how
that
many
guy.
years did it take Guns N' Roses to get back on the same page?
20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, literally millions of dollars down the drain for everyone in that band.
But they are all at that point in their career where they understand, like, I don't have to talk to this guy. I get on stage. He gets on stage. Dressing rooms are probably at the opposite end of the fucking arenas.
The Who revolutionized music for people who hate each other.
Yeah.
Because it was like, look, we'll go on tour, but we need separate travel, separate accommodations, separate entrances.
And they're still doing it.
We're going to see each other for 90 minutes while we're on stage, and that's it.
He's going to play the same riffs that he plays. He's going to sing the same songs. Then we're going to leave.
Yeah. Like, no sort of, let's try a little something different tonight. Nothing. No.
Stick to the script.
By the book. I'm not even going to look at you because I hate you.
I hate your fucking guts.
Yeah, I mean, look at, this is, you could give us a little audio on this. This is Van Halen reuniting in 96 at the VMAs. And it's like, hit pause for a second. It's already, you can see it all over Eddie's face. Yeah. Alex is trying to be cool, but I think Alex is annoyed as well. Because they're trying to be cool, and David Lee Roth is going right back into Diamond Dave. Oh, yeah. Yep. You know what I mean? He's taking over the stage. He's moving around. Everybody else is just chilling. And Diamond Dave is moving around the stage, kind of drawing the attention to himself.
It's all about me.
Right. It's like, look, I've decided to get back with them, which you know that was their thing with him. This is us getting back together. This is not you getting back together with us. And Dave's like, absolutely. 100%. I'm with you 100%. And then the minute the cameras are on, he's like, look.
He goes to being a showman.
I decided to get back with these guys.
And Michael Anthony, the bass player, he's just happy to be there.
That's what I mean.
He's just like, I'm so happy they asked me to do something.
Michael Anthony has the drummer dynamic. There's always one person in the band that's like, okay, whatever, guys. Can we just get the show on the stage? Like, this is stupid.
I mean, this is a weird situation because I love Diamond Dave. I think he's one of the best rock stars ever to exist.
He rules.
But he's a true rock star.
True rock star. But I would imagine being a band with him is the worst thing you could possibly ever have to deal with that guy.
Especially if you're like Eddie Van Halen and you're one of the greatest guitarists ever.
And it's your band.
And it's your band.
Your name on the band.
It's your band. You're the genius.
Yes.
He's just singing the songs.
Right.
And he's a great singer, but his ego is just through the roof.
But I think if you're going to be a true rock star, you have to be hated by your band. You have to be an impossible. You can't
have to be hated?
By your band, yes. You can't be a good person and easy to deal with and a true rock star.
True showman.
You have to be Dave. You have to be Axl. You have to be...
Mick.
Yes. You have to be one of the Oasis brothers.
Yeah.
You have to be both of those Gallaghers are nuts.
You know they're rehearsing without Liam.
Oh my God.
It's already...
Praise be.
Yeah. Apparently, so they got together maybe a week or two ago. There were photographs of Noel and whoever else that they got together. And they're rehearsing. And then Liam will join them.
Yes.
In like a few weeks. I don't know if Noel's going to be there with him.
Oh.
But they're being very...
That rules.
They're saying that they're being conscious of the fact that they do not want to be photographed together before they step out on that stage. Because it's only a few weeks away. It's like...
Okay, I mean, that makes sense.
No, I get it from a marketing perspective, but you are walking a line where one could easily like forget that part. It's hard to get rid of old resentments and go like, this fucking guy won't even show up to rehearsal. And even if the truth is, no, you guys agreed to this, like it was a marketing thing, it's like, yeah, but this fucking guy. And everything starts to flood back. It's right there.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
But with the money, you just have to be like...
I think they'll be fine. I think the money is enough, and I think that this is like their one last, hurrah. I don't think they're going to put out any new music.
No. They're at the Who, Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith stage, where it's like, let's just go do these shows. They're stadium shows. We're going to make a ton of money. The fans will love it.
And we'll call it a day.
We'll call it a day.
You go back to your high-flying birds.
Yeah, or we'll in 5 years do another tour.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I could see them doing tours going forward.
Well, we'll see how this one goes.
That's right.
Yeah.
If this works.
Let's get through the first show.
Let's get through this.
But, I mean, they're smart. Like, that first time that they come out on stage together, that picture is going to be everywhere.
Epic.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true. That is true. Elliot in Ohio. What's up, Elliot?
Hey guys, I'm glad to hear you got the noise canceling headphones for Troy. He's a lot more pleasant on the phone. So, but past that, going back to Bono, we shouldn't hate on him. I mean, he and Cher did one of the greatest duets of all time when I Got You, Babe, and he was really good as the mayor of Palm Springs.
No, I get it. Thank you, Elliot.
He was the mayor of Palm Springs?
No,
Is that why they haven't put out any music?
Elliot's no, yeah, they haven't put out any music since he went skiing that time. Elliot is confused. He's thinking of Bono, Sonny Bono.
Oh,
not Bono. Yeah,
hitting the trees harder than Sonny Bono.
Yeah. Sonny Bono.
I gotcha.
Hitting some trees. Yeah. And then I was going to continue the lyric, but he uses the R word right after that.
Yeah.
How many, expletive listen to me?
Well, it's back. CNN said it's back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You can say that word again.
But did CNN say it was back like good news, guys? Or did CNN say it was back like, hey, I feel like CNN sometimes does that to like trick people into being like, say it first.
I trust CNN. Some people go to Rogan or Theo Vaughn or other comedy podcasts for their news. But to me, CNN is still it.
Oh, that's cool. CNN should change their catchphrase to, instead of "This is CNN," it should be "CNN is still it." Wouldn't it be great if instead of James Earl Jones saying "This is CNN," it was Nathan saying "CNN is still it"? Yeah. So we'll see. I probably won't watch the Bono Helmet movie due to lack of helmet and lack of any sort of care for anything going on in this thing. But I did see, it's not a helmet movie, it's a standard movie, that Netflix is finally putting out their Ocean Gate documentary.
I thought you were going to say something else.
I mean, Netflix, we got a lot to talk about with Tudum. Did you watch Tudum?
I didn't watch Tudum.
Oh, I did.
I thought it was like a boxing event, and then I realized that's
Tudum.
Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, no, I watched. There's plenty to talk about with Tudum, but before we get to Tudum, which is like, I love that Netflix also did their own kind of Comic-Con thing and just made it its own event.
I mean, that's Disney does the same thing.
100%.
Like, why not?
And they're like, hey, how about we air this on our platform?
Air it on the platform and then just get all the news.
Yeah, for
you don't have
yourself.
to compete with other people announcing shit at Comic-Con or whatever.
Right. But at the same time...
Terrible name, though.
Tudum. It took me... I mean, this is not the first year. I did not realize until this year that Tudum was the sound.
Yeah, me too.
I was like... It was as I was watching, I was like, holy shit. Tudum is the Netflix sound. Tudum. I was like, that's why it's called Tudum. And then like maybe half an hour later, my wife was like, why do they call it Tudum? And I was like, that's the Netflix sound.
Don't you
As if I'd known it for years. I literally just figured it out.
You're an industry guy.
Yeah. Come on, that's the sound. Tudum. But with all the Tudum going on, under the radar, they put out this doc for the submersible. The trailer for the doc of the submersible. We remember we covered it in great detail. The submersible that crunched up like a soda can under the water. They say that the submersible on its way to the Titanic that crunched up, they said it crunched up faster than the human brain can process pain. Which, I mean, that's the best way to possibly go. Unless they're just saying that to make it easier for us, and it was like, no, it was actually very, very slow.
Well, that's the actual death, but I think they heard a lot of like sounds of it breaking apart, which would lead to a lot of fear before you died.
I'd be super scared. I'd be like, can we go up?
Yeah, let's go.
It's like, no, I'm clicking up on the Xbox control. It's not going. I don't know.
And we're halfway to the Titanic anyway. Like, why would we turn around now?
It's just making weird noises.
Fine.
It's fine. Hey, I had one more, and that's it.
Lights out.
And that's it. Well, so they made this doc, and I can't wait to see it. I'm not 100% sure when it comes out, but they dropped the trailer over the weekend, I think.
There was no way of knowing when Titan was going to fail, but it was a mathematical certainty that it would fail. Stockton saw an opportunity to restart tourist visits to Titanic.
Stockton fully believed in what he was doing and that it would work. He wanted fame.
By the way, that can you pause? That's the guy who interviewed Elon.
That guy?
Nope, the guy that just talked before him. He's a big tech reporter. I forget his name.
He's the guy that interviewed Elon when?
That we just watched yesterday.
Oh, on like CBS This Morning or whatever? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There he is. See, that's my guy.
That's your guy.
I love that guy.
Okay.
And that it would work, he wanted fame. To fuel his ego, fame.
I have no desire to die. I understand this kind of risk.
I thought Stockton was a borderline psychopath.
What?
How do you manage a person like that? Who owns the company?
This is one of the safest things I will ever do.
Nobody spoke up. He would ruin somebody's life.
Stockton said Bonnie is going to be our next lead pilot. Are you nuts? I'm an accountant.
No one's dying under my watch.
This music, huh?
Period.
Titan, the Ocean Gate disaster. June 11th on Netflix. Oh, and you hear the bubbles? To-doom. You hear the bubbles of the ocean and everything? They really did decide, okay, we got a supervillain here. Like, they really did decide this CEO is the worst human being that you've ever met. And if you have any questions, too bad. He got crunched up under the ocean. And look, everything I've read about him, he was very ill prepared. What I've read about what they realized about the submersible was that it was clearly, it was built using like scrap parts that he bought from like Home Depot and stuff like that. It was not, but they did test it. But in the test, they were like, this isn't a well-built machine. It deteriorates with every mission, which means that even though the tests were successful, the tests themselves were making it riskier for the eventual drop and all this stuff, right? But I get suspicious sometimes when they go, you know, the guy who died, it was all his fault and we had nothing to do with it. You know, and everybody's alive is like, I don't know, man, you could not talk to that guy. It's like, well, if you really thought he was going to crunch people up under the water, couldn't you have quit and talked to like the news or something? Couldn't you have said, hey, I just quit my job because that guy has no clue what he's doing?
Well, as we've learned, sometimes it's hard when there's people in positions of power to say anything that would influence them in any sort of way.
Because the submersible industry is so like competitive. What do you mean? He was powerful in his company.
Yeah. Well, you want to keep a job.
But did he have a lot of... do you want to... If you were like, here's your job, you're going to build this submersible that we're going to crunch people up like a soda can under the water. You'd be like, wow, a job's a job? Wouldn't you at some point be like, you know what? I should probably just go put the fries in the bag somewhere. I don't think I need this. It's just a little like the way they're completely in this trailer going, this guy is... They called him a psychopath. He's a psychopath maniac. And maybe he is. I never met the fella before he passed on. I don't know. Maybe he's a psychopath maniac. But like, this feels less like the story of what happened here and more like, let me tell you about this psycho who tried to bring us underwater. You know? As opposed to, because I think there's probably a lot more to it that can be said for these companies that all work together on stuff and they kind of know it's not the most responsible thing in the world. And maybe we shouldn't be doing this, but this one's trying to keep his job. I'm not telling my boss, who's not telling their boss, and it becomes this catastrophe. Or, well, the CEO's dead. Let's just blame it all on him. You know what I mean? He did. I can't wait till they get to the part in the doc where they get into like how he bought an off-brand Xbox controller to control the whole thing and try to bring it down to the Titanic. He's like, this is great. This is what's great. There's old like footage of him on news stations and stuff like that, and videos that they had in the company going, this is revolutionary. Like, you guys spend all this money trying to get these things greenlit. You could build it for way cheaper. It was the undercutters of submersibles. But the reason is that it got all crunched up.
You didn't watch the ABC News documentary that already came out about this? It's on Hulu?
I don't know. Maybe I did. Did you?
No.
Eric in Colorado.
Yeah, I'm just curious. As part of the Netflix doc, will they have the exclusive Jim and Sam audio post incident?
Bro, I'm trying to get through this without bringing that up, but as soon as I hear the submersible, it's the first thing I think of. It's maybe my favorite thing that's ever happened in this room. It was the defining moment.
As soon as I heard of the documentary, that was the first thought I had.
It has to be, dude. It has to be. When our intern at the time, Coop, thank you, buddy, Coop comes in and he looks. He's got these wide eyes, Coop. He had a wide-eyed innocence to him. He was like a doe. You know what I mean? He was like just an innocent female deer somewhere out in the forest, just like, I'm sure nothing will happen to me, not realizing that she was looking down the barrel of a hunter's gun. He comes in and he's like, we're talking about the submersible before we go on the air, and he's like, have you guys not heard the audio? And immediately we all know, because all of us check the news all the time, you know, they're like I would have heard of it, and if I hadn't heard of it, Travis would have heard of it, and if Travis hadn't heard of it, Troy would have heard of it, Mike would have, like, we're all like, no, Coop, we didn't hear about that audio. And he's like, oh, my friend sent it to me, and he plays it for us on his phone, and it's them going, brr, brr, help, 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 help. Hang on, Coop, let's play that on the air. And it was, I mean, the most insane thing that we'd ever heard. The fact that he really thought, I don't know, that he gotten a scoop on the news and that there was an audio recording that wasn't just like, because, you know, they thought they had heard little like boom, like underwater ocean sounds. But the idea that you had a clear vocal help, 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 and that Coop had found it and he was like, there's nothing about this. I mean, it goes to how gullible people are and why the internet is so successful.
Would you really think that your friend found that?
Would I?
Yeah.
No.
I'm asking you.
No. If Hot Dog sent that to me, and I could see my friend thinking he found it, and my friend meaning Hot Dog. But if Hot
Not
Dog...
from a news story, not like, hey, here's this link.
No. Hot Dog would send the audio, going, y'all hear this? Because his roommate sent it to him to trick him. I could see that. But yeah, no, the idea that his friend sent it to him, clearly his friend was trying to fool him.
Clearly.
And it worked perfectly.
Oh, that was the ultimate, too. His buddy's probably listening. Like, I can't believe Coop's doing this.
Yeah, like this, we didn't think in a million years this would work.
I can't believe he bought it.
Yeah. But I don't know, man. I'm excited about the submersible doc. Are you going to watch?
I mean, I'll watch it. I'm not that excited about it. I mean... How
come? You're over it.
What's to know?
Well, yeah, it's like, what could you... Okay, the guy's a villain. The guy sucks. They're all dead.
I mean, I don't believe that it's as cut and dry as the guy's a villain. I feel like they're trying to make that the story on the trailer, but I don't think it's quite that cut and dry. I don't know. I'm just, for whatever reason, I'm like...
Give me a doc about the guy's son.
Which guy's son?
The one who like went to the Blink-182 concert right after.
I forgot about him.
Then like dropped an N-bomb on Twitter and canceled.
Yeah, he got
that guy.
He accidentally ruined his life.
Yeah, he was trying to like pick up chicks. I want to hear about that guy. Yeah.
I hope he's part of the doc.
Yeah, he rules.
Yeah. Oh, that was one of the guys who was on the submersible's son, right? Not the CEO's son.
No.
But one of the passengers'
Yeah,
son.
and then he like set up a GoFundMe even though his parents are rich as shit.
Yes. And he ruined his whole life within the course of a week on accident.
Yeah.
But
he really wanted to go to that Blink-182 concert.
I mean, I get it.
I get it too.
They just
They
reunited.
just reunited. I'm sure you'd never seen him because he was too young to catch him the first time.
And I think they were playing Rock Show.
Oh, well, if they were playing Rock Show, then you gotta go
see.
And I believe it was San Diego, which is their hometown.
So
it's probably a good show.
Hometown show.
Turnstile was opening.
And you know that if there's any breaks in the songs and like what's his name, wants to say something to the audience.
Tom DeLonge?
Oh. Tom DeLonge.
Okay.
If Tom DeLonge wants to let the audience know how he's feeling, like how Bruce or Bono does, it's probably going to be something cool about aliens.
Yeah.
Like if Tom DeLonge was like, hey, before we get to our next one, they've been covering up aliens for a long time. I'd be in the audience going, take your time, Tom. Let's hear about it. I want to hear. I'm all ears. I want to hear about it.
What do you got?
Yeah. Anyway, let's get it. No. We've heard damn it before. I want to hear. No, I get very, very fascinated at like, I don't know, these commercial companies that have these absolutely catastrophic failures. When the worst thing possible, what's the worst that could happen? When that thing actually happens, I can't get enough of these stories. I don't know why. I'm just so interested in the fact, because usually what's the worst that could happen is something that you say, but if the worst is going to happen, you have all these signs along the way.
You mean something that ends in death?
Destruction.
Or just like an incredibly bad idea that they went through with.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the same reason I love Fargo. Maybe it's the same reason I love all these shows where it's like, this is all based on bad decisions. I love bad decision shows. Like everything, White Lotus. Every bad thing that happens in White Lotus is clearly avoidable. They set up in the beginning of the show, if you're just a decent person, everything that happens is going to be avoidable. The consequences aren't going to be spelled out for you, but if you are a decent person, everything is avoidable. But everybody thinks that they can get a little over here, a little over there, cheat this, cheat that, and all of a sudden, everything comes crashing down. And that's probably it. That this is the real life version of that, where they're going to this CEO. You're not a magical man. You can't do this because X, Y, and Z.
He thought he was a Ringling brother.
He thought he was the good one.
The good one.
The good Ringling brother.
When they did the
greatest showman.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he thought like the rules don't apply to him. And he thought that like I can make these decisions that people are telling me it's a bad idea. And then what happens? The worst thing possible. Exactly what they said was going to happen. And actually this is the audio that our former intern Coop brought in, which really tells you, I mean, you hear this audio and if you have any, I'm going to, right now, if you're listening with your kids and your kids have dreams of underwater exploration, switch the dial for a few minutes. Come back to us, please, but switch the dial because this is the worst case scenario. And do not let anyone spin anything. Coop came in total earnesty and said, holy shit. Did you guys hear the tape? It was fucked up. Like listening to the audio they got off the sonar.
I can tell by the tone already. I'm in for a very sad moment.
Go ahead, Coop.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
And there it is. There it is. I guess Coop realized. Help me. I mean, it's such a clear recording. They're so deep in the ocean.
How would you have gotten that?
I have no idea. Like you just like put a Zoom recorder on a fishing line and just kind of put it down. Anything you guys want to say, we're dropping an audio recorder down and we're going to pull it back up. Help me. I love it. That should be part of the doc. A lot of people had a lot of different theories when it first happened, and then they play that.
Some dumber than others.
Right. Some of the dumbest theories that have ever been said about anything were said about this. Oh, yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it's. I don't know if it'll be the greatest, most accurate thing, but I don't know. I'm still all this time later.
Isn't it really hard to be completely accurate when nobody that went through it is alive? You know, like there's no way to
actually
perfectly tell the story.
Right. Here's what was going on down there.
Right.
Like which is
what I'd be interested in.
100%. The only thing that anybody knows for sure is everything that happened up until that thing disappeared from the surface of the water. Although I would like to know, like for instance, we didn't find out about it until later.
Find out about what?
This thing had lost contact.
Oh, they were keeping hopes up for like a week.
For a long time. And even when they probably thought it was crushed up like a ping pong ball, they knew. But they didn't want to say anything. So my thing is, if the focus here is how bad this CEO was and how he knew everybody was going to die, okay, fine. Like that's Act 1 and Act 2. But Act 3, I want to know why everybody who survived was like, we better cover this up for as long as humanly possible. Like, I would love to hear that story, especially when it became literally, for a week, it was the biggest story in the world. Yeah. People couldn't get enough of it. I'm still can't get enough of Submersible Guy. I never grew out of the Submersible info story.
Like this story you're talking about?
This story.
I forgot about it.
Right. I never grew out of it. I love it. It's one of my favorite stories of all time.
Well, you don't grow out of a lot of things.
I just stick into it.
Yeah,
no, once I like something, I like it. I go, this is my thing. What do you like? I like wrestling. I like that story about the submersible. I like helmet movies.
Oh, I forgot. He went to go see Blink-182 when they were all still missing.
Right.
And then he had to defend himself, and he said he went to cope.
Yeah. I'm trying to get my mind off of it.
He said, this band has helped me through hard times since 1998. So I get it.
That's, I mean, look, 98, I had a lot of shit going on, too.
Hey, my dad's missing. I better go see Blink-182.
Yeah.
I'd probably go see Pearl Jam.
And then I was like, you know why I go to see Blink-182 when my dad's missing? Because they ask the same questions that I'm asking.
What's your age again?
No, where are you?
Oh.
Where are you? I was just wondering that. Eric in Boston. What's up, Eric?
Hey, they came out with a doc it's on Max now. I think it was on Discovery about the Ocean Gate, and they have the moment that they think the submarine imploded. You hear a pop. There's a video recording of the audio inside the submarine.
I also love that too. They think probably.
Pretty good.
I like that. I watch it. I'll watch every submersible doc. I feel the same way. This is the Fire Fest under the sea, is what I call it. I'll watch every doc they put out about it. And any theory that anybody has, I'll listen to it. Anytime I'm at a party and somebody goes, you want to talk submersible? I go, yep. Yes, I do.
Implosion, the Titanic sub disaster.
That sounds great.
It's on Max.
I'll watch that.
Watch the Pee-wee thing first. Yes. If you're going to open up
How
Max.
pissed would you guys be?
I know you're
if I came in later this week and I was like, I watched this great doc on Max. And Travis and Troy are like, finally. And I go, it's about the submersible.
Yeah, I know you're going to do that.
Don't do that. Watch Pee-wee.
You know he's going to do it.
Because
He's an
I'm dying
asshole.
to talk Pee-wee with you.
I know a lot about Pee-wee.
Yeah, but you don't know the doc.
You don't know everything.
Well, I don't know everything about the submersible.
Yeah, you do.
Pee-wee's cooler than the submersible.
Way cooler.
Cooler. More interesting?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. There's so many layers.
Okay.
And I know you're gonna love the Pee-wee doc.
I love Pee-wee. I grew up with Pee-wee. I had all the Pee-wee toys.
Plus, it's a lot. I didn't know it was like, it's almost 4 hours.
It's a long doc.
How long is the submersible?
I don't know, like
30
a
minutes?
quick 30 minutes, yeah.
Solid
What's
30.
it say?
Yeah.
30 without commercials.
Oh, they went down, they didn't come back
Look up how long the submersible
I don't
doc.
wanna.
Please do.
The one that's out now or the
No, the one
Netflix
that's out now.
The one that's out now?
The one that I can go home
Oh,
and
the one
watch
that you can be an asshole
on
about.
Max
Okay, hang on.
today. I want to know how long that is because I did. I had all the Pee-wee toys. I had not only did I have talking Pee-wee, I had full size, not full size, but big cherry.
Oh man, that's
You know
cool.
that talking Pee-wee could sit on.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
an hour and a half.
Okay, 90
Okay, or you can
minutes.
watch part one of the Pee-wee doc, which is about the same amount of time.
No, because I come in here and if I haven't watched the whole thing, you go, "Oh, I hate how you don't watch the whole thing." I
you
hate
do
how
that
you-"
shit all the time.
So maybe I should watch the submersible if I only have 90 minutes.
All right, have fun talking to yourself.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if I watched the first part of Pee-wee? And I go, we could talk half of the Pee-wee doc, but then we got to talk submersible. Because instead of watching the second half of Pee-wee, I watch submersible.
No, I mean, I'm actively not going to watch the submersible doc.
Until we discuss
Until we
Pee-wee.
discuss
Yes,
Pee-wee.
Same. I'm with
You're on
Travis.
submersible strike?
Yeah.
And I'm with Travis.
Yeah, Troy's
You're not going to...
Yeah, we're like a union.
So you guys, as my staff, will not take in any new information about the submersible.
There's no new information.
We don't know.
Well,
We don't know for sure. But you won't take any information in about the submersible until I watch Pee-wee.
yeah,
Correct.
that's right.
That's tough, man.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to have a lot of weight on my shoulders.
Yeah, you're gonna be just talking by yourself.
Well, I'm doing submersible talk.
You're like, I got to talk about this right now.
I got to.
Your voice isn't 100% to begin with.
I know, but I still got to do it. And the people want to know. And people are at home going,
We don't give a
I
submersible?
don't give a shit. Talk about Pee-wee.
From like 2 years ago, right? I'm like, yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Talk about Cowboy Curtis.
I'm not going to do that one. You can already tell they're setting up for some hijinks. You know what I mean?
I don't think it was.
Really?
No.
Then what was with the classical music?
Maybe he's relaxing before the big appearance on Sam Roberts' show.
I don't like people that listen to classical music to relax.
You don't even know about Phil Hartman?
I do. He was on news radio. And he was on Pee-wee.
Yeah.
So?
But do you know?
What, he did a lot of drugs or something? No spoilers?
Yeah, watch.
I'm not talking.
I'll tell you what, did he ever try to visit the Titanic?
Phil Hartman?
Yeah.
He passed away.
So did everybody that tried to visit the Titanic.
Not everybody.
No.
James Cameron's alive.
Yeah, he's alive and well.
And he got that Rolex that went all the way down
Yeah,
with
he's
him.
crushing it. He's doing like 18 avatars.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot of avatars. I have yet to see one.
Nobody cares.
Did they ever come out with part 2?
Part 2 came out.
It did come out. Okay.
I think part 3 comes out this year. I think.
Who gives a shit?
I've never seen one Avatar.
I mean,
have you ever seen an Avatar movie?
No.
No. Can you imagine a bigger waste of time?
I remember everybody was talking about the first one, how great it was. I was
Yeah.
like, I'm not doing that. That looks dumb.
You don't know anything about the you don't know anything about the Na'vi?
Nothing.
Nothing. Me neither.
I rode the ride.
I rode the ride. The ride's great because you go under a waterfall and the ride splashes water at you.
Yeah, the ride's awesome.
Like a log flume ride.
No.
Log flume ride has the same effect. That's true. That's true.
It's not like Splash
They have
Mountain.
that at Dorney Park, Thunder Creek Mountain.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
check.
I'd like to see you go to Dorney Park.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. No, especially not after dark. Can't do that. Can't do that. You know what? Let's take a break.
Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to take a break because we have Zach Amico coming in later. I want to cover some other stuff. I don't want to feel rushed. We got a lot of submersible stuff to cover today. So we're going to spend the next hour mainly talking about submersible. And here's my topic. Call in now. 866-969-1969. If the submersible hadn't crushed, what do you think they would have seen? We'll be right back.
We will be right back with Sam Roberts Show. We are back with Sam Roberts Show.
I listened to you guys for like 30 years from
up, girl?
ONA, but just want to say you could tell that you're losing your voice and it sounds really good. That's
what's
all I
up.
wanted to say.
Okay, Erica. Okay.
Erica, you hollering?
No. I mean, myself and a good friend of mine, we've listened to ONA for forever, so we call him a zaddy. Whenever we see his photo.
I'll tell you what, Erica.
But
Pedro Pascal.
I am married. I do have
Big
children. Like
Big deal.
Still look at the menu, right, Sam?
I'll tell you what, I may be losing my voice, but I don't think I'm going to find it. You know what I'm saying? If I keep getting calls like this.
Might find it in Long Island.
Oh, yeah. What's up, Erica? Anyway, Erica, what's up?
That's all I wanted to say. I didn't want to say anything else.
Okay, but Erica, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's all.
All right. Thank you for rizzing me, Erica.
You're welcome. Bye.
See, I told you guys, it's good for the show. People are like, oh, you got to go on vocal rest. I go, no. This is when I shine. Yeah. Every other week
People
out of
calling
the...
for the first time.
See?
Yeah.
Because what's the alternative? Oh, good news. My voice is back to 100%.
Nobody wants to hear
That's
that.
what it sounds like? Yeah. Like that's your voice? We want the raspy voice back.
She was risen.
She was risen hard.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You were a zaddy.
She did say that, didn't she? And she's not wrong. And she said her and her friends say that. Like the two of them just hang out and they're like, oh, you know who's a daddy? Sam Roberts. That's what they say.
I mean, it's hard to argue, right?
I'm looking for flaws in that argument. I can't find any. I can't find one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Good for you.
Thank you. You put me on cloud 9. You know who's not on cloud 9? Diddy. Diddy's having a tough time right now. And, you know, because we were talking yesterday about the fact that President Trump pardoned the Chrisleys. And I think that, you know, every celebrity that's in trouble has to be looking at this Chrisleys case going, oh, Trump likes celebrities. Maybe I can get pardoned too. And Trump even said, listen, I'm going to look at the facts of this Diddy case because maybe he's getting mistreated, which is a wild argument. Like in all the Diddy coverage that I've read, I haven't heard one person say, has anybody looked into whether Diddy is being mistreated? What about the treatment of Diddy?
Get a bad rap.
You know, P. Diddy? Yeah. How are they treating him right now? But Trump has said, I'll look into it, and if he needs to be pardoned, then, you know, I'll consider it. And immediately 50 Cent went into action. 50 Cent has said, I have tape of P. Diddy insulting Donald Trump. I will make sure Donald Trump hears this tape. I need President Trump. And by the way, like if you look at Diddy's Instagram posts about it, not Diddy, 50's Instagram posts about it, he's being overly complimentary to President Trump, which I don't feel like is because he's necessarily a MAGA guy. He could be, I don't know. But I think it's more to be like, I'm going to flatter Trump to let him know I'm flattering you. But that guy that you're thinking about pardoning, he hasn't flattered you at all.
He's so smart.
50.
He knows exactly how the game is played.
Of course he does. Of course he does. And he's just sitting there and he tells you what he's doing. He tells you his strategy and everything. And he's like, no. And the only reason I'm doing this because I hate that guy. That guy sucks.
But I mean, he's like a superhero. He is just up and at him the second somebody says maybe Diddy will be okay.
He's got some kind of sick advanced Google News alerts for everything Diddy. Because the minute anything breaks about him, 50 is right on it. He said he's going to make it, if there's even a possibility of Trump pardoning Diddy, he's going to make it his life's mission to make sure that Trump does not do that. Which, if you're Diddy, it just has to be terrible news.
If you're Diddy?
If you're Diddy.
Well, yeah, I read that he carried a gun on him all the time because he was scared of running into 50.
Well, I'd be scared too if 50 Cent actively hated me. Because here's the thing.
To the point where you're just like trying for years and years and years to bring you down.
Yeah, and also he's right. 50 is right about all of this stuff that he's saying. I think that 50 Cent is one of the most dangerous men in entertainment. Not because, he can get shot 9 times and survive. I mean, that doesn't help. But I think because he becomes a huge star. Get Rich or Die Trying is a perfect album. It's a timeless album.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, masterpiece album. Then he makes all the money in the world with his vitamin water thing. Then he does Power, and everybody loves him for doing Power.
That's right.
And it's like now he's got nothing left to do. He can do other projects if he wants, and I'm sure he will. But he's not afraid of playtime. You know what I mean?
His whole life can be playtime now. He's made his money.
That's right. He's made enough money. And he's accomplished enough that he's got credibility.
He went on tour last year.
100%.
Celebrated the anniversary of
and everybody went. Everybody went. Everybody wants to see it.
He's got enough money to buy as many Ja Rule tickets as he wants.
That's right. He'll buy it the whole front row. So when he announces, I've decided to declare this person an enemy, and I'm going to devote a lot of time to making his life as bad as possible, he means every word of it. He's going to devote a lot of time and probably quite a bit of money to making sure that your life is terrible. And because he's so connected in the industry, he knows all the secrets. And he's the one guy that just doesn't give a fuck anymore. So like all the stuff that everybody else keeps secret because they want to make sure their standing in the industry maintains, 50 Cent is like, I got vitamin water money. I don't need to, my standing is my standing. Plus, once everybody finds out about all this, I'm going to be on the right side of history because it's true, the things that I'm saying. So just as Donald Trump said he would at least entertain the idea of looking into the Diddy case to see about a pardon, 50 Instagrams out this video.
Need to be banished. White men like Trump need to be banished.
And that's not, Trump hates that stuff. He doesn't want to be banished.
And he's got that in a folder somewhere.
Of course he does. Ready. 50 is ready. He didn't have to search for it.
Nope.
He's got how on your iPhone you have favorites? Mm-hmm. He's got Diddy stuff. He's just scrolling through Diddy stuff like, yep, that's the one I'll drop now. That's the one I'll drop now. And look, based on what they're saying in this case, it's not like there's a ton of sympathy that you have for Diddy. It's not like you're looking at this going, why of all people would you do this to Sean Puffy Combs? It really feels like, last week while we were off, Kid Cudi took the stand at the Diddy trial, and the stuff that Kid Cudi was saying, it's like even later, like it's not even like in the 90s when everything was nuts. This is only a few years ago. Puffy was apparently living his life like he was in a gangster movie. Like he was doing crazy shit. It said that Kid Cudi testified that P. Diddy threw a Molotov cocktail into his Porsche, causing it to explode. Who does that in real life? Who has an enemy in their industry and goes like, I'm gonna blow up his Porsche. I'm gonna drive by his house and blow up his Porsche with a Molotov cocktail.
Very Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's a video game.
And it was through the sunroof. It's not like it was an accident. It was like, boop.
Yeah, we can't. Let me throw it in the sunroof. It'll blow up the whole car. And you're right. It's a video game. It's a movie. It's fiction. People don't actually do this, especially in the recording industry, where everyone's public figures. But he did it, according to Kid Cudi. Allegedly. Allegedly. He also testified that the week before that, he received, this is Kid Cudi talking, Kid Cudi said that he received a call from Diddy's former assistant telling Cudi that Diddy was inside his house. So Cudi's just sitting there, off doing whatever Cudi is doing, and he gets a phone call. Hey, I'm just letting you know right now, P. Diddy is inside your house. Like, what? At some point, you have to wonder, like, how did this all become real life? I get it. You're a recording artist. You're an actor. You're in the industry. You know, some of this stuff that would impress mere mortals like us is normal life for you. But you're still a human being. At some point, you have to sit down and go, how did my life get to a place where I'm getting phone calls that P. Diddy has broken into my house?
Well, he didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean like, how did I make these mistakes? I just mean like,
where am I?
How does the world even work? Like, of all possible outcomes, how could I be living in existence where this happens to me? I don't understand. I'm just a person. Because how far removed are you, Travis, from getting a phone call that, hey, I know you're at work right now, but you know who's in your apartment? And you go, my daughter. No, incorrect. She's at school. Oh, my wife. No, incorrect. She's at work. Well, I mean, I don't know unless I'm not talking about the animals. Then who is it? It's Sean Puffy Combs.
It's unfathomable.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. To get to wait, what do you mean? Can he sign something while he's there? I mean, what are you talking about? P. Diddy is in my house. You mean the same P. Diddy? See, most of us would go like, oh, you mean the same P. Diddy from Bad Boy? Kid Cudi says, you mean the same P. Diddy that blew up my Porsche?
Oh, you mean that guy?
The P. Diddy from Making the Band. Yes, that P. Diddy.
Is Mace with him?
Is the guy who was friends with Mace. Yes, that P. Diddy. Who blew up my Porsche. Yes, same P. Diddy. Yes, yes. It says when Kid Cudi returned home, no one was there, but his dog was locked in a bathroom that Cudi did not leave him in, and shopping bags that Cudi had left out had been gone through, and security footage was tampered with. It's psychotic.
He's operating on a level where he just thinks he's like, you're on God level. Like,
God level, untouchable. I'm going to do crimes.
I'm going to blow up your car.
Big crimes.
I'm going to go in your house and open your Christmas presents.
Like to the point that your neighbors are going to be like, what was up with your car blowing up in your driveway yesterday?
Yeah, hey, what was that?
You have to be like, yeah, I should have taken it into the shop on Tuesday. That's my bad.
Yeah.
Definitely wasn't P. Diddy.
I left the cigarette lighter in.
Yeah, I mean, it's like New York, it's 1970s New York City mafia stuff. When crimes would just be out on the street and the mafia was too powerful. Nobody was going to do anything. Like, I mean, it's like, we hear these stories and you go, well, did anybody know what a monster this celebrity actually was? And Kid Cudi's like, yeah, he blew up my Porsche and broke into my house. Yeah, I knew what a monster he was. Like, especially since he locked the dog in the bathroom, went through shopping bags, and like tampered with security footage, didn't steal anything, didn't damage anything, just did enough to let you know I was really here. Like, just played insane, illegal, psychological games. Just know I was here. Also, don't forget about your Porsche and the time that it wasn't blown up. Then this was my favorite part.
Go ahead.
With Diddy's lawyer trying to get something stricken from the record. Diddy's lawyer...
No, he's trying to get a mistrial.
He tried to get a mistrial based on a question that he thought was probably going to get asked, but didn't get asked yet. Which, I mean, I've seen a lot of things, but it's rare that you see a lawyer in a case this big put something out there where the judge goes, there is absolutely no precedent for this whatsoever. Like, you could go through all your legal books, because that's what they do. That's what a precedent is. It means it's happened in a trial at some point before. That's why these judges have to make such careful decisions, because once you decide to do something, it means in any other trial, a lawyer can go back and go, well, a precedent was set in this trial, so we can do this. This lawyer, the judge looked at Diddy's lawyer and was like, nobody's ever done anything like this before. Diddy's lawyer tried to have the judge declare a mistrial because they thought that Kid Cudi was going to say that Diddy has had other people killed. So they said, we think that Kid Cudi, who's on the stand right now, we know where this conversation's going. Well, I know
what you're going to say.
I know what you're going to say. Mistrial. And the judge is like, what are you talking about? Everything he said is fine. And no, it's not what he said, it's what he's going to say. I think that he's going to ask him, the lawyer's going to ask him, and Kid Cudi is going to say that my client had other people killed. And the judge is like, well, he hasn't said that. And the lawyer's like, I know, but he's going to. Trust me when I tell you, we're going to need a mistrial here.
It's happened before.
This was the text, right? Your Honor, this is the lawyer talking. This is P. Diddy's lawyer talking. It's true. I'm going to move for a mistrial. The government knows that the answer is about to be that Mr. Combs has had other people killed. This is an outrageous question. The judge said, yeah, but he didn't say that. The lawyer says, but he will say that. The judge says, he hasn't said that. The lawyer says, well, he's about to say it, and I'm putting the court on notice. The judge says, no, you don't get to put me on notice. There's no grounds of any kind of application along those lines because no question that you're talking about has been asked and the answer has not been given. So, I mean, at that point, the prosecution, like the state, doesn't even have to ask the question anymore. Because the defense lawyer has already brought it to everybody's attention that this is in the ether, that whether you believe it or not, that this idea that Sean Combs has had other people killed is at least a conversation to have. And so I don't really think that the state has to even bring it up anymore. Like, all that's going to happen is it's going to get argued. So it's like...
It was such a weird thing for the defense to do.
Right, because the state can just look at the jury and go like, you heard what you just said?
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
What is this asshole talking about?
Have you ever heard anybody that was not guilty argue that hard?
No one's going to accuse me of murder because I ain't never done it.
Right. Accuse me all you want.
Yeah.
There's no evidence.
Actually, I wasn't thinking that at all. But now that you mention it.
That hadn't even come up. Why? Do you think Cudi would have said yes? You think he would have said... What do you think that's based on? Huh. No, because Cudi never said anything to me about having other people killed. That's interesting. That's interesting. Maybe there should be other charges.
Yeah, I was going to ask him about the Porsche again, but... If you want to talk about that.
All right. I wasn't going to ask him anyway, but I'm glad you brought that up. And he did. They talked to Cassie's mother. And Cassie told all kinds of stuff. They talked to Diddy's former brand director, the director of, I guess, Sean John. Is it the director of his personal brand or the director of his clothing brand?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Because I bet he does have a director of his personal brand.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Right?
Because he has a personal brand.
Diddy. D, the I, the D, the D, the Y.
Baby oil.
Well, that wasn't initially part of
That wasn't part of the brand?
It wasn't until a few months ago. Then it became a huge part of the brand. Okay. But yes, the brand director did say at one point that Diddy had kidnapped her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what she says.
You guys work for me, right?
Yeah.
Can you put on the
Well,
record?
I mean, I work for SiriusXM. But
Sure.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Have I ever kidnapped you?
Against my will?
Wait, so who do you technically work for? McClure?
Yeah.
Has McClure ever kidnapped you?
Yeah.
Gunpoint?
Sometimes I can't get out of those meetings.
Wow. Yeah, you feel kidnapped.
Yeah.
You feel, sir, let the record state the witness is claiming to have been kidnapped on Zoom.
Sometimes I'm like, oh boy, I really feel like I'm here against my will.
Maybe if I turn my camera off. Yeah, I'm going to need you all to keep your cameras on. Oh, no.
But you specifically? No, not that I can recall.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. I just want that on the record now because the stuff that's being talked about is insane. It says that that's the person, by the way. The former brand director is the one that said Diddy used to always carry the gun on him because he was worried that he was going to run into 50 Cent, which, I mean...
I'd be worried about that too.
I mean, I guess so, but at that point, it's like you got to get along with your peers in the industry. I mean, I can't tell you that every single broadcaster would be happy to see me, but I don't think there's anybody that got Jocktobered bad enough that I would think I need to carry a gun on me.
No, and I think if you offended somebody really bad enough, you'd be like, "Hey, sorry about that, man. Like, let's squash this issue."
I didn't mean anything by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably how I would handle it.
I don't think.
I probably wouldn't bring the firearm.
Right.
Probably wouldn't go like, no, we're past the point of apologies.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a firearm.
No, you're not carrying a gun in case you see Kevin Pollak.
Right, no, yeah. Plus, he started it.
That's true.
Yeah. And I wasn't even really that
And you
mad.
taught him a lesson.
When celebrities pick fights with you, it's funny.
Oh, it's great.
It's so funny. Another former assistant claimed that Diddy tried to sexually assault her.
She testified for like 3 days.
Yeah. She was up there for. She's still up there, right? Or
she
did she leave
finished yesterday. Yeah,
finished yesterday. Yeah, and so I mean, it's going today. A security guard is going to be on the stand. Where Diddy beat Cassie, that hotel
security.
The hotel security guard. I don't think there's any question, though. I mean, I guess it's good to really drive the point home.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a bad guy. But I don't think there's any question. I saw it on video. I don't think there's any question.
Yeah, I
as
don't
to
know
whether
what
it was
he's
physical
going to
assault.
say, but I know he's testifying with immunity. So, like, if he helped out or something.
Interesting. Interesting. And they probably wouldn't offer immunity unless immunity was needed.
Right. I also saw that the hotel billed him $500 for oil cleanup.
Oil? What type of oil?
Baby.
The
mostly.
baby type?
Yeah,
not
not
motor oil.
No.
Okay.
No.
Not like vegetable oil.
No.
Okay.
No.
It wasn't cooking.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, they were cooking.
Sure.
He said let them cook.
Sure. And yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
But no. It was baby oil cleanup.
I mean, I can't believe how true the baby oil stories were.
Oh, it's damn true.
I mean, it's crazy.
He loved it.
Swimming pools full of baby oil. Like, I don't know. At some point, don't you look at that much baby oil and say, I got to calm down.
Man, what happened to my life?
I got to get things under control.
I think you just keep trying to go deeper and deeper and deeper.
I wonder when, there must have been something horrible that he did. Unless he had trauma from the time that he was a child and just carried it with him. Yeah. He must have done something horrible. And then kind of said, well, I did that was that bad. And I'm just going to live with it. So I'm going to keep piling on and piling on and piling on to the point that you get past the point of no return. That you're just you're not even a human being anymore. I would think, because it's not like you just decide at one point to start doing it, to start being this, monster.
I think it's sex addiction.
I mean, but...
And it just keeps getting worse and worse.
I think it's,
you find something else.
I think in the 90s, I mean, look, 30 years later, I mean, he probably started, threesomes, foursomes, orgies. And think of where you're going to, if you go deep into an addiction and you have money and power, where do you go? You don't just, if you keep, you're not going to just realize oh man, this is bad, I got to stop. Unless something like this happens.
That's true.
And I'm telling you, all this shit that's popping up, I don't think this is the first time this happened.
No.
I mean, I'm sure this isn't the first Molotov cocktail that's gone through somebody's car, or he's shown up at somebody's house.
And so you wonder if the sex addiction and how much he can get away with in terms of the power dynamic that he puts, because not all sex addiction is based on a power dynamic.
Right.
Some of it's just sex addiction.
Sure.
He obviously had this massive power dynamic as part of his sex addiction. So you wonder if the power dynamic associated with that addiction is also what goes into this more violent, non-sexual stuff.
I'm sure.
The Molotov cocktail.
Well,
whatever happened to Biggie and Tupac.
And you just think you can get away with it? Yeah, I mean, you had, rappers killed.
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Maybe. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
I don't know, Suge.
But,
Could be natural causes.
No, I was definitely bullet holes.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's my mistake.
I think that's a little too much the benefit of the doubt. They did did realize it was the shootings that killed.
Autopsy showed bullet holes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it was the shootings that killed both those rappers. Yeah. That you're thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you can do that and have that swept under the rug and have...
he's one of the most powerful people in
that's
music.
what I mean. As it keeps growing on itself and growing on itself, and I guess reality just gets completely distorted.
Oh, yeah. Your reality is not even close to anything to what his is.
Right. And then I wonder if you just go through this insane, crisis of conscience when you realize, you have the same penalties that everybody else has.
You think he's gone through that?
Not yet.
I don't know. I think he honestly believes he's going to get out.
Yeah,
I think he
that's what I
believes he's
think
above
too.
the law,
That's what I think too.
and he's got the juice, he's got the power,
And he may, and by the way, he may be that way forever. Like he may get found guilty and go to jail and wake up every morning thinking, "No, I'm going to get out today.
Yeah.
I'm going to get pardoned. I'm going to pay off the right person. I'm going to whatever it is." And he may also be one of these delusional people that thinks he didn't do anything wrong,
Yeah.
that he's allowed to do this.
Sure.
Or I
don't
didn't
understand.
Right.
And by the way, I believe they have text messages from Cassie, like saying things like she enjoyed the freak offs and.
Well, yeah, and that's
So it's like, hey, I was fine. She knew what she was doing. There's ways to justify things in your head.
That's right. That's
Hey,
right.
look at what she said. Why would she say that if she didn't want to do this?
That's right.
It's
because you don't factor in. There's a clear power dynamic.
Sure.
People say things like that all the time because they don't want to upset people.
And she wanted to put out a record.
Right. Right. She's 19. Was she 19 when she met him? Something like that. She thinks she's going to be a giant recording artist. P. Diddy has made it clear that if you upset me, not only does the bad boy deal go away, the whole industry is you're done.
Yeah.
You're blackballed. And so it's like, yeah, what do you think?
What do you think she's going to say?
Right. Right.
I think that's the scary part, is that as shitty as he is, it's not crazy to say that he'll be found not guilty on these specific charges.
I think you're right.
Because it's not like
because
this,
of how the law is.
it's like to the letter.
Yeah, you could prove that he's a piece of shit. Like he's obviously done a lot of shitty things.
Right.
But
can you imagine if he gets out and he's walking free? These poor people that have testified against him, what they're going to have to live with? That this guy is out?
50 won't let it happen. Not all heroes wear capes.
I hope.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some of them wear bulletproof vests. 50 won't let it happen. 50 will make sure. He'll go to jail. 50, even if 50 has to testify himself.
Let me up there.
50 will make sure Diddy goes to jail. 50 won't let this happen to those people. Because that's not right. That's not a right thing. I think he'll be okay. By the way, I did see that we are getting some social media activity from one of the New Orleans escapees. Is that right?
Yeah, I saw that.
Are we trying to figure out if it's AI or if it's the same
I think we're trying to
person,
figure out
or
if it's
from before?
From before.
I see.
I see. Or if it's current.
So unverified, it does look like him. He's got tattoos on the face.
He does.
And so it does seem to be the same person, but one of the escapees that has yet to be one of the two remaining. Yet to be found.
Final two.
It's the final countdown, baby.
Yeah, I think I think the timeline is unclear.
That's great to know, because now like even if you do end up going back to jail, at least you made top two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You were one of the finalists.
That's quite an accomplishment.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, like 11 inmates escaped.
It's been like 3 weeks.
I mean, that's
a
long
good
time.
run.
Yeah.
And at a point, you're like, well, what am I going to do? My whole life? Like, escape from jail? I kind of got to go back to jail at some point. 3 weeks.
I mean, some people.
Who?
I mean, I don't know their names specifically, but like, there's people who've like escaped jail and
DB Cooper.
Yeah, and like never. No, he
the
didn't
three
go to jail.
Alcatraz guys.
Yeah,
they never found. I mean, they said they died, but
maybe
there's a lot of things that say that they lived.
What do you think?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay, what's your guess?
I think they lived.
I think they lived.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. I hope that this is current, because it'd be
awesome.
It would be awesome if you're like on the run and you're making social media videos asking Meek Mill for help.
Yeah, asking Meek Mill for help, and also like, oh, where's the safe house? I don't know, but it's got a stucco ceiling. Okay, yeah, this was what one of the inmates had to say, and we don't know for sure. This just ended up online. We don't know for sure if this is current or not.
I'm one of the ones that was let out of GC. What I want to talk about today is as far as why I was in Orleans Parish Jail.
So he's talking about being in jail and being let out.
It's that jail. But he's saying that he was let out and he didn't escape. He said he was...
Well,
I don't know, and I don't know if that's
but maybe he didn't make the hole.
That's what I'm saying. Like, maybe he was like, no, they just let me out.
Yeah, I was let out by who? Another inmate. Yeah, a couple other
they
inmates.
opened the door for you. I mean, technically.
Yeah.
They say, hey, go through there.
Well, they let me. Who did? Well, some other inmates. Yeah.
Who's he to say who's got authority over there?
Exactly.
Especially at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's free too. He just escaped.
Type of stuff going on and they covering it up. They don't care about nothing. In the state of Louisiana, this is something that need to go under a federal investigation. What's going on? How they handling cases? Why Antoine Massey was in jail if the woman, the victim, the wrong woman, not a child, the wrong woman stated that he never raped her, he never beat her, he was nowhere in her presence. This is the affidavits on the date right here. This is the drop form from the district attorney office. This woman went did this. I didn't do this. Look, it's legally dated. So I'm asking, please, for help. Young Boy, Meek Mills, people, LBL, you know what I'm saying? People that been through the system that know it's corrupt. Lil Wayne, Donald Trump, please, I'm asking for help.
From Lil Wayne and Donald Trump?
You know what I'm saying?
What's Weezy F Baby going to be able to do?
He's a pretty powerful guy. I mean, he couldn't get the halftime show, but he's still a pretty powerful guy.
That's Young Tunch.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Yeah,
I would probably reach out if I was
Did he
in trouble.
factor in that's Young Tunch?
I mean, if I had a list of people that might be able to help me out of a jam,
Lil Wayne would
I
be
think
on
he
it?
might be on that list. Yeah.
I mean, I just want it for the meet and greet, just for the photo.
That'd be a great photo.
Imagine tricking him like that. Here, I'm here to help. And it's like, cool, man, you mind if we take a photo? And he's like,
Quick
what?
selfie?
Wait, did you just want a photo? Fine.
It does appear, though, that this is like,
Recent.
Yeah, because he's saying they said
Because of the stucco?
They said I broke it. No, not because of the stucco. I had stucco when I lived in Florida.
Oh, nice. You
But
got stucco?
they said I broke out.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a Florida thing. Because otherwise,
I
I
mean,
feel
it
like
could
he's
be.
probably in Florida.
I mean, he might be in Florida.
They have stucco elsewhere, though?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just sorry. I'm putting on my investigator hat.
You're really bad at it.
Okay. All right. Is it because I'm focusing way too much on the stucco?
Wait, I mean, that's
Okay.
like literally the only thing you're
That's like
focusing
the last thing you should
Yeah.
be focused on.
Yeah, it's all I got from this video. It's unfortunately it's all I got.
I mean, that is how those like Reddit weirdos solve crimes.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. They're almost always wrong.
No, didn't they?
They thought they found the Boston bomber.
Didn't they track down Luca Magnotta, that don't fuck with cats on the internet guy?
They did, but they're really resting on that one. I mean, they ruined a couple people's lives around that Elisa Lam case. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, this guy sings death metal. He must have done it. And the guy's like, what? I just wanted a cheap hotel that day. Wait, what? They did get that one guy though, and they do. They'd be focusing on the stucco, wouldn't they?
Big time. Little detail, just got to pull one thread and it all unravels.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they find somebody who just happens to have a stucco ceiling and they ruin their life.
Well, should have made a different decorating choice.
Hey, how do you make an omelet?
Crack a few eggs.
That's it. He says it with such style. Crack a few eggs, like I did the right thing here.
He does say in the video,
Right.
if you was an innocent person, why would you stay in jail? And that's a great question.
And listen, you know my feelings on it.
Well, yeah, if you break out, you're
You're
free.
pardoned, basically. Yeah.
Especially if he got to Florida. He's out.
Yeah. You think he got to Florida because of the stucco?
Well, where did you have stucco?
Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. That was in the 80s, though.
Okay, but,
he could live-
how often do they change interior design in Florida?
Not often.
You're saying not, Troy? Have you remodeled the inside of your house since you
I
moved
haven't,
in?
but it has been remodeled since I bought it. Since before
Since
I bought
the
it.
80s?
Yeah, since the 80s.
But it's not an apartment.
No.
Okay, so there you go. I think that's an apartment.
It looks like an apartment.
Okay, good. Okay, that's two of us then. Okay, so check all the apartments.
Again, we're really focusing on the stucco.
You guys told me to get off the stucco.
Yeah.
You did. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And not like, maybe we should be checking the GMs of Lil Wayne and Meek Mill, see if he messaged
That's a
them,
great question.
You know?
Lil Wayne, did you hear from him?
Yeah.
No. I was on Sports Center. No, didn't hear from him. I do like the idea of him escaping from jail and then just finding different safe houses and bunkers and working on prison reform online.
Yeah.
But also you can't find him.
No, he wants people to look at his case.
That's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's got other things to worry about.
Well, here's the problem. If they're like, you know what, you're not guilty. You're right. You are no longer guilty of that crime. Unfortunately, breaking out of jail is also a crime. You are definitely guilty of that one. I'm not saying you made the whole. Just leaving the jail is illegal.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't leave jail. You get more jail time for that crime. And we saw you on video. You guys were all running like crazy. You ran right across the highway. I hope they don't catch him.
Me too.
He's a good dude.
I like that these last two people are still out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he said he didn't do it anyway. So what are we worried about?
I don't know.
I'm not.
They're rooting him on.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the feel-good story of the year.
Why don't you get one of his tattoos to show support?
On my face?
I mean, you got so many already.
Get that unibrow tattoo.
Yeah.
Did you ever think about getting a tattoo between your eyebrows?
No.
Ever? Has that ever crossed your mind?
Not here. No.
Nothing on the face?
I would consider it. I would consider it.
Yeah?
Especially if you're going to support this guy. Like, I feel like if you figure out where he might be, you go and support him. Like, remember when OJ was on the run from the cops?
Yeah.
And then they were on the highway. And so everybody would get to the overpass.
And like cheer him on.
And they would cheer him on. Can you imagine? And I know all about it.
In retrospect, weird thing to do.
Well, weird thing to do, but also I think that is probably the moment where OJ was like, you know what?
I didn't do it.
I think I'm going to be fine. Because he's in the back seat of AC's car. He's like, I'm going to shoot myself in the head. I'm going to kill myself. And the cops are like, do not kill yourself. That's why they didn't stop the car. Because he's like, I'm going to kill myself. You all, without saying it. He's like, I did this. You know I did this. I'm so fucked right now.
You guys won't leave me alone.
I am so fucked right now that I'm going to kill myself if you guys stop me. And then he's driving through the overpass, and he goes, and everybody knows I did it now. The whole world knows. I can't believe I blew my reputation. I can't believe I did this to Nicole. I can't believe I'm going to jail. And then he drives through an overpass, and AC's going, Juice. Check out what's going on up there. And OJ must have been like, oh my God. And the further they drove, the more support he's getting. He's going, oh my God. They love me now more than ever. You know what, officers? I think I'm just going to go home. I think I'm fine. I don't think I'm going to shoot myself in the head after all.
I changed my mind.
You think that's the moment he realized he was going to be okay?
Maybe.
When he looked up at the overpass and saw those signs?
Saw all the support?
Yeah.
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 Man. So you're not going to get a face tattoo?
Not to support this guy.
Okay. What about like a whisker for Toots?
A whisker? Nah.
You wouldn't get a whisker?
What if you got like you started wearing shirts like Travis used to wear, except instead of saying free the West Memphis 3, it said free the New Orleans 2. Because you're like,
they're already free.
Keep the New Orleans 2 free. That's what you'd say. Keep the New Orleans 2 free.
Sloppy slogan.
Yeah,
it's a little wordy. It's a little wordy.
No.
It is a little wordy.
Then people are like, "What are you talking about?" And then you got.
How about this? Maintain the freedom of the New Orleans 2. Okay. That's pretty good, right?
That's not bad.
It's a bunch of syllables, but
hey, we can work on it.
Maintain the freedom of the New Orleans 2. That's you could chant that.
I think there's some more word economy that could probably happen there.
Okay, again, we're spitballing here.
Yeah.
Workshop it.
We're brainstorming here, so you know.
Yeah.
Let's go to Justin in Texas. What's up, Justin?
Hey, good morning, Sam.
Hey, man.
Y'all were talking about docs this morning, and I wanted to know if you had a chance to check out the Mortician on Max that dropped this weekend.
The Mortician. I don't think so. What's it about?
It is about a mortician in California who, so far, they're just talking about all the kind of morbid shit he was doing, you know.
He was stealing body parts, right?
He was a cremator who went to prison for mishandling human remains.
Right, that's right. Somebody was pointing that out to me because it was similar to the conversation we were having about organ donating. Yes, he was a mortician. Thank you, buddy. I believe he worked at Harvard, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, boy.
Why do you say, oh, boy?
I know what's going on at Harvard.
Ivy League stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He worked at Harvard, and like he was the head mortician guy or whatever, and they're whatever. And he was stealing body parts, I guess, and selling them on the black market.
So it does happen.
Oh. Interesting.
I mean, it's at the point where they're making a doc about it.
Yeah.
And they don't make docs about just anything.
No.
It's not like every time you turn around, there's another doc about nonsense. It's not like they just go and say, "Hey, here's a self-important rock star. Let's make a helmet doc about him."
Don't sully the reputation of HBO Max.
I also watched a doc about Sully.
I mean, I want
on HBO Max.
Yeah.
It was part of a series, but I consider it a documentary. There were a lot of reenactments.
Yeah, I mean, I know his life story.
Wake me up. Yeah, look, I'm not saying...
Interesting.
Quote tweet interesting?
Interesting.
Okay. I'm not saying that there is no black market for body parts. I'm saying that...
I mean, this guy went to jail. He was convicted.
Okay. I mean, he did do it.
They proved it.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Right.
Well, no, not allegedly. He did it. Yeah, funny. You were acting like Troy and I were just big idiots.
I said, here's what I said. If you are still alive and you are on the side of the highway, that the emergency crew is not going to pretend that you're dead and take your organs.
You don't know that.
You don't know that. Okay. I think you also kind of said that the idea of having a black market for organs is like, that's a completely absurd thing.
I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that.
What?
I didn't say
it
that
wouldn't
at
exist
all.
on the Silk Road.
I didn't say that at all. Anytime that you're like, you just announce something, and I go, really? You go, what are you saying? I'm totally crazy? And I go, no, I didn't say that
Troy's
at
right
all.
on this one.
I didn't say that.
I'm right on a lot of stuff.
I'd have to go back and listen.
You're right on a lot of stuff.
You are.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Let's look up real quick. Do we
got
have
it with Zach Amicos here. We got to.
You don't want to look up the document about the Quanstra dumbass?
I don't even know if I still have that.
I think we deleted that.
Was that the old show?
Yeah.
I gotta take a piss.
All right.
That was the old show. We got rid of everything.
Oh yeah, we're moving past.
We can't do that. Is that IP that belongs to another?
Well, it's like, come up with your own ideas.
Oh, it's a shot at me.
And that's the old shit. We don't talk about old shit.
Yeah.
Because if people want the old shit,
go listen to the old shows.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
We're on the new shit right now.
So far, new shit. Troy's 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give me my props.
The black market of organ donors?
There's a black market for organs.
Yeah.
I never said there wasn't.
You did.
You said
you're a crazy conspiracy theorist.
You heavily implied it. You took a lot of doctor calls where they're like, "You're crazy." Mike, put that away. I don't know what that
Mike, leave it up. You're good, Mike. You're good, Mike.
That's wrong.
This was oh wow, that's 2024. So last October, you thought we were going to get mask mandates on airplanes.
That was 2023.
Oh, that was 2023.
I think so.
So 2 Octobers ago, December of 2023, you thought they were going to start discouraging public events. January of last year,
I think Zach Amico's here.
You thought we were going to get a work from home order.
He's waiting.
Oh, we're making Zach Amico wait for this?
April 1st of last year, over a year ago,
I got pissed.
You thought it was going to take mandatory vaccines to return from the work from home order that never happened.
So disrespectful.
I know.
Yeah. This is what you thought.
This is like old shit.
This is what you thought for the November election. This is my favorite part because you had this one all spelled out. You said there will be. Now you're on board?
I mean, if we're going to do it, just do it. We got to take a break.
This was the whole November election.
Amico's sitting out there.
You said they were going to get mail-in ballots because they, quote unquote, had to make sure they got what they needed. You said in November it was going to be mail-in ballots. It was going to be Trump will not become president, and Kamala Harris would become president.
Okay. I was wrong.
Okay.
Are you happy?
Strike one, strike two, strike three.
You said sometime in 2024, we were going to get a new disease that greatly affected the population or an alien invasion.
Okay.
We've gone through all of this.
We've done this ad nauseum.
You said by 2030,
still got 5 years.
We would get 3 to 4 pandemics that are really bad or turbo cancers.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I mean, I'm not like crossing my fingers for turbo cancer.
I'm ready to work at home again.
Okay, well, I'm telling you that you have 6 months from now, we're going to need a pandemic a year for that to be true.
Okay, Sam, listen to me.
And then in the early 2030s, you said R. Kelly will have a comeback.
Okay, I stand by it. He's made 25 albums in jail. Like something's got to pop off of it.
And then your
intern's just shaking his head.
Your overarching prediction, the overarching Quanstra dumbass prediction was, something has to happen at some point.
Correct, and I stand by that to this day.
Has something happened since you predicted that?
Yes.
What?
They're harvesting organs.
Oh yeah,
that just started
at Harvard.
Listen. Again, I'm going to say
why those federal funds are going.
We've gone through this. I get it. It's a new show. We turned the page.
Okay, we won't do it today.
Troy's right.
But you're right. It's a new show.
Mm-hmm. And we're starting fresh.
I think I get what you guys are saying.
Go ahead.
In the near future, should we get a new set of Quanstra dumbass predictions?
And there's not going to be no more Quanstra dumbass predictions.
Why?
Because I'm obviously wrong.
Yeah, that character was wrong.
That's right. Thank you, Travis.
You don't have any more predictions?
Nope. I mean, I obviously don't.
I'm cool with your predictions because he was right about the organ harvest thing.
Maybe it was a bad vibe in the old show, and with the new show, if the news show, if you're going 1 for 1, maybe it is time to make some new predictions in this context.
Zach Amico's here.
Yeah, and this is a lot happier of a vibe.
You want to make some new predictions in the happy vibe?
Nope. I'm happy. I have no prediction. I have nothing to predict other than every day, great Sam Roberts show.
Okay. Flattery. I'm going to tell you something about me. Flattery, it'll get you everywhere.
I mean, each day is just fire. That's my prediction.
Thank you.
Each day is going to be better than the next.
Okay, we're going to take a break. Mike, could you add that to the Contra Dumbass predictions?
No. Start fresh.
As of 2025, each day will be better than the next. Can we add that?
For Sam Roberts show.
Okay, because then maybe will...
You said we delete this. Start fresh. Clean slate.
So the next time I say, let's look at Contra Dumbass predictions, the only one up will be as of 2025,
Correct,
each day will be better than the next?
We've gone over this ad nauseum. Like, we've done it. We've exhausted it. I was wrong. I admitted I was wrong. What else do you want me to say?
I think this new prediction might actually be accurate.
Of course it is.
Nice.
I'm on point.
Nice. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with Zach Amico.
We will be right back with Sam Roberts Show. We're back with Sam Roberts Show.
Welcome back, Sam Roberts Show. Who sings this again? I don't know. Zach Amico is here, of course. We know Zach Amico from Zach Amico's Morning Zoo, which airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon on Gas Digital.
The hot new morning show at noon, baby.
It is. It is the hot new morning. I just love the idea of, we're going to do a podcast, but we're going to format it and image it like an old radio show.
Like what my mom would listen to in the car.
100%. Except talk about the most debaucherous stuff.
Yeah, it always starts as like a fluff story.
Right.
Just like it would be on like Elvis Duran or like KTU. And then we did the other day we did sex trafficking on the ones.
Sure. Just like Elvis Duran.
Yeah.
That really is funny. Because, there must be a part of you that longs for that, like, sort of wholesome, you know what I mean? Like
it's what I grew up on radio. Like,
right.
Every job I had, either working for my dad on the welding company or I worked on a truck with my uncle for years, it was turn on Stern every morning.
Yeah.
And then we would literally like plan our day around what was on.
Yeah, I'm not sure that like it's anything that like younger people can necessarily relate to, but I do feel like, I was thinking about this yesterday, that there was like, when podcasts were first starting to pop off, it was like, oh shit, this is going to replace radio. This is what it is. And I feel like now it's gotten to the point where, and maybe it's because there's so many podcasts, I think that a lot of us that grew up listening to radio kind of still long for that form factor, for lack of a better term. Like
if I would still to this day be starstruck to meet Goomba Johnny.
Right. Exactly.
I would be like, is that fucking Goomba? I would lose my shit.
Right.
I would be so excited. Oh, dude, the amount of times on a Friday I'm walking around going, I don't want to work. It's been drilled in my head since I'm fucking 4.
And I think that's what it is. It's that like familiarity and that ability to drill it into your head that you're like, no, this is the top. And the other thing about radio is that, and this is like guys like Mike Francesa, like it gets to a point where if you can stay on long enough, or back in the day, if you could stay on long enough, it would get to a point where it didn't matter what you were saying. It didn't matter what the show was anymore. Quality had nothing to do with anything anymore. It was just, it's this time of day. That's the voice that I hear.
And there's a tree on my house.
That's it. That's it. I want to see the boat movie. Okay, yeah, I want to see that movie too, as a matter of fact.
Every morning, baby.
That's so great.
Locked in hard. I've been doing, one of the things that inspired me to do it, somebody may have gotten some voice work doing fake War of the Roses.
Really?
And I was told I was being too creepy.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I had to play a boss who got caught cheating on his wife.
So War of the Roses, in case there are people who don't know the history, I think a lot of you guys do, but it's like when back in the day when we would make fun of other radio shows, one of the things, and I kind of, when I was going through other radio shows, like discovered it somewhat organically, that these bits like War of the Roses were not only completely fake, but they were farmed out through services. So it's like the same calls were being played across all different terrestrial markets, because terrestrial radio is the only thing left. It used to be like that in television too, but terrestrial radio to this day is the only thing left where they have a market. It's not an internet mentality. It's a market by market mentality. So they set up a fake War of the Roses thing, which is like, you call the dude, you say, who do you want flowers for? If he doesn't say his wife is listening on the other end, and then his wife yells at him. Like, that's the bit. It's been that bit for 25 years at this point. But every single one of them is fake. And to this day, I will meet people, and they'll go, yeah, but that War of the Roses thing is pretty funny. And I'll go, like, those are all, like, every call, not even just War of the Roses. Everything even like that.
Yeah, I had to play a slimy boss, and I asked the girl what her bra size was, and they're like, "We got to stop you right here."
It's not that slimy.
Yeah, they're like, you got to take it down like 5 notches.
And this was not for a radio station. This was for like a service.
Yeah, it was like like Burger Prep or something like it's called?
Prep Burger. Yeah. So the idea, and that, which is great, because those, it's almost like, when did you do it?
I've done a bunch of them now,
but recently.
Yeah, last couple months. Yeah,
that's amazing that it's still happening. You know how much
do you know how funny it is that it's me?
It's so great.
Because there has to be somebody at some point that goes, is that fucking Zach?
Is that Zach Amico? Yeah, 100%. It's so amazing that it's still happening, though, especially with those services, because those are the ones that are going out to, like, Ithaca and Syracuse and those small markets where they're paying the morning man, $7,000 a year under the table to just do this shift. He's also the program director.
Yeah, it's absolute misery.
Right. And they're just trying to fill the air with something. And they're like, okay, we pay $30 a month and get these phony phone calls. And it's you being too creepy as a creepy boss.
Oh, yeah. It's everything. Like, I do miss, like, as much as you want to shit on Scott and Todd.
Yeah.
Those prank phone call albums, kind of pretty funny. You kicked my dog?
Especially back in the day, like when we're growing up and you didn't have that much other stuff.
Yeah. They were funny. They were silly.
Right.
It wasn't Jerky Boys, so like you weren't going to get in trouble.
Right.
And it was like, except, dude, I'll tell you, the funniest prank phone... I grew up across the street from a woman with Down syndrome.
Shout out.
Who had kids.
Shout out to them, too.
And a husband who had a metal plate in his head.
Shout out to him.
And he used to just walk around town with a fishing pole, not towards a body of water.
Just like as his accessory.
Just had a fishing pole. Walking towards land.
What?
And at some point, prank phone calls began going to that house.
Oh, like that's what they needed. Like that's what that house needed.
All recorded. And the two best. One was done by my friend Rob, who called her as Officer Black from the Secaucus Police Department. Now, a week before, they had won $25,000 on a scratch-off.
Is it true, or that's what the phone call said?
No, that was true.
Wow.
That was a real fact.
Wow.
They bought their son a car that he immediately totaled within the week.
Perfect. Very smart.
A drum set and another car.
And they won $25,000.
And so I would assume after taxes, they're in the hole on that now.
Yeah. You're talking about maybe, $13,000 total.
This is the same woman who, when we were raising money for school, like some activity, we were selling candy bars. The night before the money was due, she went house to house saying she ate all the candy and didn't know that she wasn't supposed to eat it and was asking people for donations.
I didn't know. She pled ignorance?
Yeah, she was like, I just thought he brought home a big box of chocolate. Right? So,
common mistake. You can understand where I would think.
My friend Rob calls, shout out Rob McKelvey, calls his Officer Black. We were in gym class, but it was raining, so we had to be inside that day. So Officer Black, there was a misprint on your ticket.
Oh, no.
And whatever, if 100 people won, you have to return the money. And the mom's like, there is no money. And he's like, we got to return the money right now. There's officers coming to the house expecting a check. So then we call
a check. I'd like a check for $25K. Please.
The husband on the same house line.
Metal plate guy with the fishing pole.
So the mom used to sit outside of Mara's drugstore, which was around the corner, and wave to people. That was her post.
That's great.
She sat outside the drugstore and said hello to people all day.
Was she a greeter or that's her hobby?
Hobby.
Okay, got it.
Hobby. And we called the dad and said, "This is the police department," and he's like, "We're not giving back the money." And he goes, "Well, an officer approached your wife in front of Mara's, and she assaulted him. And you're going to need to come pick her up. Also, you need to bring the $25,000." So that was like a 45-minute excursion.
Wasn't that? And people want to know, like, what'd you do before the internet? What'd you do when you just had? That's what you do. You devote an afternoon, to just making these people's lives hell.
So then we had another friend who was our friend's cousin, and he was a little slow. Sure. He likes wolves a lot.
Wolves are great.
He loves wolves. He loves wolves, and he loves like metal.
Oh, metal rules too.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. His name was Jimmy. We used to drive around and yell shit at people, and he didn't quite get it. Okay. So like we would just usually yell at somebody and scare him. One thing he's like, "I don't want to do it." The same voice I do for Louis J. Gomez.
Sure.
It's my retarded friend Jimmy. And he goes, "I don't do it." He sees an 80-year-old man sitting on a bench, and he puts his head out the car window and goes, "Die already!"
Oh, jeez.
He didn't get it. He didn't get it.
No, like, we're not trying to hurt feelings here.
So he got a way to start recording his landline. And he started calling the lady.
But Jimmy has no tact.
But then she caught on to it pretty quick.
Sure.
And it became a battle of wits.
Okay, between Jimmy and the lady with the kids and the Down syndrome and the metal plate husband.
At one point, he calls, and I can't remember what he was like. I'm the police, and she goes, "Yeah, well, this is King Tut."
Okay, and you have it on tape
somewhere at home. Someone has it. So we listened to it a couple years ago.
Wow. I mean, somewhere at this point, you can put it out, right?
I don't know.
Is everybody involved still around?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to do that then.
It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's so great,
but brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, that was the era. Things that were great were brutal.
Yeah, it was.
Especially in New Jersey.
We would all be bad people.
Right.
Now. Then we were bad people.
In 1999 in Jersey?
You skated over it.
Sure,
yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. That's so funny. So you, how did you come upon going like, okay, because last time you were in here, you were promoting the Louis and Zach show.
Yeah.
Which is what
this became.
The Zach Amico Morning Zoo became. So I've never known Louis to step away from a show. If anything, Louis goes like, "Oh, I think something needs to change up. Better add a show." He loves to host a show.
Well, we got to the point where we've been doing a show together for 11 years.
Yeah.
So, we don't like each other.
Sure, that's the way it works.
That's just that's how anything works.
Right, you do a show together, you hate each other.
It's honestly, his kids getting to be like high school age. He's never had a summer with his kid.
Interesting.
Because he's going back and forth. He's on the road. And he looked at his schedule and was like, shit, I am going to miss another summer. And now, this is when we could do fun shit.
Right, because the kid's going into high school.
And he's like, if I didn't have to come in, and it's the hours, it's coming into the city 3 days a week for a live morning show. And on top of having a stand-up career, doing 2 other nighttime shows.
It's like a West Coast morning show.
Yeah, that's how we... Well, we always said that it was after... The whole idea of having it at 11 or 12 was after Jim and Sam, before Bennington.
That's smart.
We purposely did it like that so that people could switch back.
Just switch right over.
Yeah.
That's actually kind of brilliant.
And we just had the conversation, and he said, if I walk away, how do you want to format it? And I was like, I just want to make it sillier. And I came up with the Morning Zoo thing pretty quick.
That's great.
And the Z's thing made sense to me.
Yeah.
He walked away very generously, and he couldn't have given me more opportunities. And, he's my best friend. So,
yeah.
And we'll still work together. He's going to come do the show.
The Zoo. the morning zoo.
Come and stop at the zoo for a little while. Promote what you got going on.
And you're the zookeeper.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
amazing.
I have animal sound effects.
I just wonder if when Scott Shannon developed the format of the morning zoo, if this is what he had in mind.
Yeah, well, I feel like it's the logical conclusion.
I think so too.
Yeah.
You are the bookend. Scott Shannon is the beginning.
Yeah.
And you the same way I just decided one day I was the last professional broadcaster.
Yeah, I'm the last morning zoo guy.
That's it. You're the last zookeeper. The last Zach Amico, the last zookeeper.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's the way it should be. How has the medium evolved? Well, this is where it started. This is where it ends.
Yeah, now it's like a lunatic yelling about wrestling.
Yeah.
And fucking Arby's.
Are you love fast food?
Not like I used to. McDonald's breakfast still.
Oh, yeah.
McDonald's breakfast, but it's just...
Troy, you started thinking about McDonald's breakfast. I just saw you. I saw Troy shook his head like he was thinking about a love that left his life in high school. You know, like, the one that got away, McDonald's breakfast.
Oh, it never left. Don't worry.
It didn't. No. You like
Egg McMuffin? I had 3 the other day.
You know it wasn't an Egg McMuffin. It was 3?
Of course.
Well, they got 2 for 1 on Grubhub, so you gotta.
Sure. You get 2 for 1.
Or you get the mix and match on the road.
What's the mix and match?
You get 2 sandwiches for $5, I think.
Whoa.
Which in this economy,
I mean, that's a great deal.
Sometimes when you look at the McDonald's breakfast prices, it's insulting.
Oh yeah. Because is it getting pricey?
Dude, a hash brown's $3 now.
That's insane.
It used to be like 2 for $1.
Yeah, 50 cents, 75 cents is what I was thinking.
In Florida, I got 3 Egg McMuffins for me.
Right.
I got 1 for my fiance. I got a value meal. I guess so. I got a value meal and 3 extra Egg McMuffins, and it was like $24.
Jeez.
And that's in Florida.
Wow. The Happy Meals are still cheap. I buy those for my kids.
Yeah, but
they don't satiate the way you need to be satiated. Yeah.
Like if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do damage.
Right. And I'm just glad because you had said before you really don't do fast food anymore. So I'm just glad that.
Well, it's more of a Florida thing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that McDonald's bread, it's
so good.
It's a superior breakfast sandwich.
It's
to anything.
So it's in and of itself that not only is its own meal, it's its own fart.
Right, that's an Egg McMuffin fart.
There's so few things you could say that I know that is so. I could tell you if you had an Egg McMuffin in your backpack,
right?
I would go, you had McDonald's breakfast, and later you go, you had Egg McMuffins, didn't you?
Yep, you know exactly what it is. Yeah, I don't know how they formulate it that way, but they do. They make it so, and it's smart marketing because then it's like even after it's consumed, you're still pushing the word out there. This is what I had for breakfast.
And I do miss the 24 hours, but I do think we were flying too close to the sun on it.
Like it should be something that you
It should
desire.
be a treat. It should be you have to get up for it.
Yeah.
Or, more appropriately, you have to stay up for. Because if you can stay up till 6 in the morning.
That's huge. But I think it is also a reward for being a human being. Like the fact that you can get out of your house. And because I still now. I mean, I feel like when I look at the clock and the kids are like, I can bring the kids to McDonald's for breakfast. I'm like, oh, we're starting the day right, and we're starting the day at the proper time. We're a functioning family. It says here, and this is coming from Google. Oh, this is from the AI overview. So that's good, right?
Yeah, you know it's legit.
Okay. It says consuming Egg McMuffins can contribute to a distinct fart smell, particularly a sulfurous odor. Oh, like sulfur. Eggs, a key ingredient, contain sulfur-containing amino acids like methionine, which can be broken down by bacteria in the gut. Oh, producing sulfur-containing gases that contribute to a foul odor. Additionally, other ingredients in the Egg McMuffin, such as Canadian bacon and cheese, also contain sulfur, further increasing the potential for smelly flatulence. So they're saying it's a stronger sulfur odor than most because every ingredient in the Egg McMuffin contributes to it.
I did a pilot on something years ago, and my character had to have the Mc-1035. That was the burger and the sausage, and it was a breakfast lunch hybrid. And my character later in the same episode had the McGangbang, which now people just replace the patties on a Big Mac, but at the time was you get a Big Mac and 3 McChickens, and you replace the bread on all 3 pieces of Big Mac with McChicken patties. Oh. And I had to have both of those in a scene in a day.
You ate them both?
And I went home and was lethal. Like
I'm surprised you're still with us.
I couldn't walk. I wanted to be away from me. It was like, you know, the quiet hot ones.
Yeah. And they're just like, they're going to infect your place of residence for hours.
Yeah. The one where your wife walks into the room and walks back out.
Right. Like, because if I spend any time in here, I'm going to question all my life's choices. Look at that. The McGangbang. Wow. So is the idea the McGangbang burger is one of McDonald's famous secret menu items? Wow. What's the secret? Yeah. What are
their version of it is you put a McChicken in the middle between of a McDouble.
Gotcha.
We did a Big Mac and took the bread away and did 3 chicken patties. So it was chicken, burger, chicken, burger, chicken.
That was like when KFC did that chicken sandwich. Double down. That was a good era.
That was a good piece of business.
The double down where it was 2 chicken patties with bacon and cheese in between. And that was the sandwich?
That was a good piece of business.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
I'll say that. And you can make fun of that. You make fun of the Famous Bowl. Both excellent.
You love them.
Yeah, they're great.
They are great. They are great.
I actually had a chicken sandwich on the road. It was some southern chain I'm not familiar with, but it was
Bojangles?
No. I did have Bojangles have a blueberry sausage biscuit.
Oh, that's excuse me.
That I would say is McGriddle territory good.
Wow.
But it was some chicken a chain I've never heard of, connected to a 7-Eleven, and their breakfast sandwich was biscuit, Chick-fil-A size chicken patty, egg and cheese.
And it was delicious?
Phenomenal.
Wow. Did they share a kitchen with the 7-Eleven?
Yes, they did.
That's nice. That's good. That's
yes,
good.
It was like an annex off the side.
Sure.
So it had its own register.
I love that. Somebody sees a 7-Eleven and they're like, what are you doing with that extra room? Would you mind if I open a chicken restaurant in it?
Yes.
That's smart. That's really, really smart. No, I brought it all up because just before you walked in, McDonald's made a huge announcement on their Twitter. They made a huge announcement to the point where their Twitter bio now reads...
Wait, can I guess?
Yes.
Is it Snack Wraps are back?
Zach Amico. The Twitter bio reads, "You won." And the announcement is Snack Wrap 7/10/25. The Snack Wraps are back. I felt like it was a matter of time because they brought back the chicken fingers.
They're not the same.
They're not.
They're not as good.
They're not.
They're thinner.
Yes.
And they're not as... they're not robust white meat.
That's right. They're not the same. And as first, my initial reaction is pure and utter excitement that the Snack Wrap is back. Just the cheese and the lettuce and the ranch and the whole thing. But then I go, I'm picturing and tasting the Snack Wrap right now with the chicken select.
Yes.
With the former of the chicken finger. And I sit here wondering, will the Snack Wrap still hit the same if they use the current Chicken McCrispy chickens or whatever they call them?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's going to be the same.
You're bracing yourself for potential disappointment.
Yeah, I don't want to...
Because you don't want to get there with expectations.
Because I did that for Taco Bell's chicken nuggets, and they were great.
Oh. Are the Taco Bell chicken nuggets good?
Surprisingly good.
Because I haven't even ventured... Because even the pictures don't look that great.
Pretty good.
Really? I mean... It's not their forte, but that's not to say they couldn't do it. What do they got to do? Put frozen chicken nuggets in a fryer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They could probably pull that off. Yeah, I mean, do you think I should try them?
I'd say give them a shot, yeah.
You recommend it. Has Review Bra hit the Taco Bell chicken nuggets? We love Review Bra here. Do you know Review Bra?
Very familiar.
Very familiar. Yeah. We love Review Bra. And I don't know if he has hit... I would imagine he has. He takes his responsibility. There it is. The Taco Bell chicken nuggets have returned. Now, Troy, this is your dude.
I love him.
You do?
Yeah, I take his word as the gospel.
Wow, and you're a religious guy. That's kind of amazing. Okay, let's listen to... Sometimes, no, he's done this before in his pool room. I think that's just his pool room. You know, in Florida, I'm assuming he lives in Florida. He strikes me as a Florida guy, but I could be wrong.
That's a very Florida setting with the lake in the background,
and a lot of that glass enclosure room.
Oh, that's like probably. I wouldn't say that's glass. It's probably like a
plexiglass.
No, like
plastic,
like a netting. Like
it could be. It definitely could be. I know a lot of folks in Florida have those glass rooms.
It could be like a sunroom.
Yes, a lot of sunrooms in Florida.
Foyer.
So I don't know. It could be either or. That's a good point, though. Let's hear the intro, and then we're going to want to... He's a little long-winded, so we're going to want to fast forward into...
Slightly, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to want to fast...
He can pontificate.
Listen, I don't mind his long-windedness when I'm at home just enjoying a video, but for the sake of radio, we do have to economize what Review Bra has for us today. Review Bra, for those that don't remember, is our YouTuber friend who wears a suit. He's one of the OGs of YouTube. Hair is always pristine and just loves reviewing fast food items. And we take his word at them.
This is Running on Empty Food Review. Well, hello, ladies, gentlemen, and everyone watching. Welcome one and all to this newest edition of the Running on Empty Food Review series. I'm your host, the Report of the Week.
Yes.
Thank you for checking in. So, filming outside today. This is the historic, essentially, historic Taco Bell eating nook. You know what I always do whenever I go to eat Taco Bell. I sit outside right here in this very spot.
Oh, wow.
And this is the only place and the only time that I even consider consuming Taco Bell.
Interesting.
And if you hear that low rumbling...
We just heard whatever bird was for faggot.
Very long fingernails. You see
you know when you can just look at somebody and tell they're old cum? You can just tell his parents are ancient.
Old parents. Yeah, totally.
You can just look at, like, when you meet an 18-year-old with sciatica, and you're like, your parents are old as fuck.
Yeah, it's just predestined.
Yeah, you can tell that his parents were, like, in their late 40s, and they're like, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, let's have our first.
He apparently lives just east of Orlando.
I called that one, didn't I?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good call. No wonder it's so easy for him to taste everything. Orlando has everything.
And it's extra delicious down there.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see him. There you go, Mike. I'm opening up the Taco Bell chicken nuggets.
Originally tried back in December, because back then, the main grievance I had with them was that I thought they were dry and flavorless and even burnt to an extent, and we will see.
No, those look really good. Those look really good.
Definitely crispy. I think you could easily tell that.
They almost look like big popcorn chicken more than nuggets.
Yep. That's fair. Okay, he's really giving it to us. All right,
we got it.
Yeah, we understand. This is what I meant.
That's chicken.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And what I think I will do...
Okay.
Eats chicken with a fork?
Yeah, of course. He's a classy guy.
...is try them out...
Look at those nails.
...by themselves, first and foremost.
Okay, we see it, buddy.
With that's chicken. Sauces.
He's thorough.
Okay, so he's going to try it dry and with the sauce.
Any worse or about the same. The crispy chicken nuggets from Taco Bell, round 2, going in.
It's a dainty bite, too. Can you feel the anticipation? Yep. Look at Troy, who's just like on every...
Let's go, I want to know.
Yeah.
I'm going to do something that's going to blow your mind right now.
Nice.
Okay? You want to watch this.
Okay. Was that a light?
Yeah, I did that. I had an umbrella there to block the sun out. Yeah, I am hardcore. I am that hardcore. That's right.
What is he talking about?
I actually did it.
I love it.
I just want the review of the nugget.
All right, hold on.
He eats like Norman Bates.
Yes, he does.
From now on, Review Bra the Rebel.
Is he talking about the umbrella again? Mm-hmm. Okay.
He's finishing his nugget.
He's got a sense of humor about himself.
Yes, he does. Very long fingernails.
Okay. He ate the whole nugget. But he's got to give it a good chew. Let's all have a chew.
Do you think he shows up to the fast food place like this?
Yeah.
Or he goes in disguise?
I think
so that they don't get nervous.
See, I mostly do that.
To answer all your questions,
because
pause, Mike.
100%
Baja Blast, which is probably what you should get at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
And yes, I do think that he should. I think he lives his life like this.
Yeah.
Because I would assume he would be like, listen, I don't want them to recognize me and like do something extra.
So
he's got like a baseball hat and a hoodie.
I don't think so, because I think he knows the damage. You know, when Pee-wee got busted, part of the problem was he didn't look like Pee-wee.
I'll take it.
And if Review Bra gets seen out there wearing a hoodie, this whole shit's done.
Yeah.
It's over. Over.
Plus, he'd be masturbating at a McDonald's.
That wouldn't help.
Yeah,
that wouldn't help at all.
It's not good for anybody.
Recontextualize all of this.
Yeah.
It would destroy his legacy. Real tarnish.
Sunlight going on the camera lens, because you see, if I move it like that, it could get
Review Bra. We're going behind the scenes a lot. We need to find out about the nuggets. You can keep going, Mike. This isn't your fault.
Sometimes the balance and the color and all of that to the shot can get a bit more restored.
It's bringing you in.
But I also do that, of course, for my own sake.
Please tell me what the nuggets taste like, for the love of God.
Sunburn. So if you see me moving it again, I'm just going to do my thing.
He's eating more nuggets.
Have some more, why don't you?
Yeah.
We'll just be here.
He hasn't said.
No.
Not one thing about the nuggets.
Considerable improvement.
Okay.
In the chicken nuggets.
Okay.
Considerable improvement, definitely. Maybe I did get a bad batch back in December. You know, I can't really say for sure. Maybe they tweaked a few things, but what I'm trying right now is very different compared to what...
All right, so he likes the nuggets. I think we got it. He likes the nuggets.
Yeah.
He likes the nuggets. Is there any part of you, though, that goes to like a Taco Bell and just goes like, you shouldn't be... It's like getting pizza or a taco from McDonald's. Like, this product shouldn't be here. I don't want to have it.
Yeah, but those are the sleepers sometimes. Like, you don't think Arby's is going to have great mozzarella sticks.
And they do?
The best in the game.
You're kidding me.
Arby's curly fries and mozzarella sticks are both the best of their ilk.
Of their category?
Yes.
Wow. I don't know if I've ever had mozzarella sticks from Arby's. I would never think
I'm
to.
a big Arby's. Arby's might be my number one.
Whoa. Wow.
I know it's a bold statement. Love me some Arby's.
And it really is. I mean, it is the same as these nuggets at Taco Bell, because who in their right mind would go, I'd like a roast beef sandwich and a side of mozzarella sticks?
This guy right here.
That's what you get?
Sad and alone in the hotel room.
That's your order?
That's part of it.
Right. Right. Now, because there's
a root beer probably.
Root beer
goes with that because of the barbecue.
Beef sandwich.
Yeah, big beef and cheddar.
Right.
Mozzarella sticks. And then, maybe a good curly fry.
Do you do any of the in-dining stuff, like the chains, the Chili's, the TGI Fridays, those establishments?
I will tell you, and I stand behind this, Outback, great night out.
Outback is a great night out. I'm going to go with you on that.
Outback is never disappointing.
The bread is incredible. You know that honey wheat bread?
The brown bread, yeah.
Start with a bloomin' onion, and then go to your entree. I mean,
they have bloomin' mozzarella wedges now. They're bloomerangs. They're mozzarella boomerangs.
You love a little melted mozzarella, huh?
Dude, disco fries are probably in my top 5 things.
Things, not even just food, just things, just objects, just
concepts.
Yeah, creations, just things that God put on this planet.
Yeah, concepts. Yeah,
disco fries is within the 5.
Fries with gravy and mozzarella.
Yeah. Do you look at the traditions of Montreal and their sort of like their dependence on poutine and go like we've done gravy fries better than this?
I think it's a very different to me. Gravy fries are diner food.
Yes, I would agree.
And as a very specific, like I would call it Greek before I would call it Italian.
That's interesting
because all the diners I grew up with were
Greek diners.
Super Greek.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that as being the case.
But yeah, and I would say that there's nothing worse when you order disco fries and it's just got 2 slices of American cheese on it.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, don't get out of my face. No. It's got to be mutts.
Has to be. That's why Uber Eats is so good, because you can checkbox which cheese you want. Or when they put like the whiz on it, the cheese sauce on it. I'm like, I didn't realize. I mean, I knew I was coming to an inexpensive place, but I didn't realize this was a dirtbag establishment.
The only place that does that good is Buffalo Wild Wings.
The cheese sauce?
Yeah, cheese fries are good.
You like and that's what they put on it, cheese sauce?
Yeah, or you get it on the side. I prefer it on the side so you control the distribution.
Smart.
And then Buffalo Wild Wings, best thing there,
right?
Lemon pepper.
That's your favorite.
Lemon pepper wing.
That's your go-to.
Really hits.
So that's your kind. I like that you're so well informed of all these chains. I've been waiting for a conversation like this. You know what I mean? Like, because people come, oh, this restaurant, that. I go, none of these restaurants are as good as the chain restaurants. And the fact that you know how to get like a nice meal at a Buffalo Wild Wings, that's valuable. I love the buffalo chicken wrap. They put the Colby Jack cheese on there, a little medium sauce, boneless wings are in there, lettuce, tomato. It's wonderful.
Yeah, a lot of lonely nights on the road.
Yes, that's what it is.
You
right?
learn.
That's what it is.
I was doing a club a few months ago, and the guy that was opening for me goes, "Do you need a ride back to the hotel?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What are your plans for the night?" And we're in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
I was like, "I'm probably just going to get Uber Eats." He's like, "Oh, I'll take you for dinner." And I'm like, no, I don't know what I want yet. Don't worry. But he's like, "No, I'll drive you wherever you want to go. Look it up now."
Wow.
I was like, "No, dude, it's really nice. Yeah, I'm just going to go back to my room." And he goes, "Can I please take you to dinner?" I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Because I'm about to turn on my Uber Eats."
He just wanted some social.
No, he was going to drive Uber Eats.
Oh, my God.
And he didn't want to have to drop me off, go pick up my food, and then come back and be humiliated.
So funny.
He's like, "I know I'm going to be the one who gets it because I'm like 2 of 3 guys. I'm one of 3 guys that does this.
Yeah.
In this little town.
That's so funny.
And I'm going to be the one closest to you because I just dropped you off.
So let me please.
So let's please go now." And I was like, "I find you. I'll just tip you here."
Yeah, you did the right thing because at least then it's like he can feel like a human being.
I didn't make him drive to Cracker Barrel for me.
Right, exactly right. Which, by the way, Cracker Barrel is great.
Yeah.
It's really good because the portions are amazing.
Yeah, and I'm a big chicken fried steak guy. That's one of my favorite things.
And Cracker Barrel does it right.
They do it phenomenally.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. I did see. I was looking at your Instagram, and I did see that they had banned nudity.
I can.
And they tried to make it seem like this was in response to whatever, Kanye's wife or whatever walking down the red carpet. But I knew, no. This is in response to Amico Gate.
Yeah.
This is in response to the Kaufman clan taking over Cannes.
Yeah, and
that 1 year.
Funny enough, the Occupy Cannes documentary is finally about done.
It is? I figured you guys had just given up on it.
I saw a cut of it. And yeah, I had a street can a couple times when we were promoting Return to Nukem High. And got bodied by cops one night, but then they let me go.
They did?
Yeah, they were very nice about it. French people pretty okay with nudity.
Yeah, I guess that is true.
And it was super fun. I got to run around. I did it once in front of the main trade room, like a can where people are buying movies. I did it once because we saw a ton of paparazzi waiting for a celebrity to come out of a hotel.
Oh, that's great.
So I just went in, took my clothes off, and came out the front door.
What year was this?
2014, 15. It's right when we were coming out with the first Nukem High.
Yes. I love that you guys like all you guys from Troma Films go all the way to Cannes. Mm-hmm. And when you say streaking, yes, you were streaking in the sense that you were nude.
Yes.
But also had a full face of face paint on.
Yes, and then stickers promoting the movie, and I had 5 people around me with signs for the movie giving out tickets.
I mean, when Lloyd Kaufman realizes what he has in you, like a fully fledged promotional machine,
yes,
he's got to be so grateful.
I think he saw the potential in our relationship pretty quickly, and his boundary pushing and my lack of inhibition,
right,
kind of were a marriage.
Lloyd, would it help you if I painted my face and walked around naked in your movie stickers? Screaming at the top of my lungs.
And that was such a fun trip, though. It was so fucking... I feel like... It feels like so long ago now.
Yeah.
It's like looking at my high school yearbook.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was 10 years ago. You were just kind of getting involved in that world. Now you're like a top dog over there.
But it was so fucking silly, and it was just so... It was... I think 12 of us in an apartment for 3 people. Just animals.
It is crazy, by the way, that as long as Lloyd Kaufman has been doing independent film, Lloyd Kaufman owns Troma, which, got famous in the 1980s because they did the original Toxic Avenger and all the sequels, and then produced or had a creator credit on the animated series that was for kids and everything. But they and he have literally been at it pretty much nonstop ever since then. So the idea that you have this success in the 1980s and you develop this cult following to the point where like you have generations of people that are watching Tromeo and Juliet or Poultrygeist or whatever it is, and you're still in 2015 going to Cannes and just bunking up.
He's on 50 years now
in an apartment.
But I can't get mad because he said when we did it in the 80s, we slept on the beach.
Right.
Because we couldn't afford a room.
Right.
So, and then they got banned for a couple of years. Because before me. Before me, my friend Doug, the dearly departed Doug Sackman, my best friend.
Rest in peace.
He spit fake blood at the owner of Warner Brothers' dog.
Sure, and people love their dogs.
And they were very upset, so they got banned for a few years. They got banned from that hotel forever.
Forever. Okay, that's a lifetime.
But then, so I didn't go the next year to Cannes. They went to promote the second movie, and I was glad I didn't. Because when they got to where I was going to streak, it was just guys with AR-15s.
Okay, sure. So
and that was the year they used, and now from then on, they have rules that are no masks, no face paint, no costumes, no signage. Like they eliminated everything.
That's half of the stuff that's
they
on your
eliminated
body.
everything we did. And they did it under the guise of there had been a terrorist attack like 2 weeks before, and they said they wore masks. So they counted body paint, face paint, and masks, as well as potential terror threats.
Which is literally just like, we don't want those trauma guys here anymore.
Yeah, they pretty much use, and now trauma stopped going because of how like crazy it got.
Yeah.
Like, literally, like if you walk it up and down the street, you have a guy with an AR-15 on you.
That's nuts for Cannes.
Yeah.
For a film festival.
Yeah.
That's so nuts, dude. How involved are you guys? Because I've seen the trailers. They're doing a remake.
Yeah, coming out in August.
For Toxic Avenger, and it's like a theatrical release. Peter Dinklage is in it. A ton of people are in it.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon's in it. Elijah Wood's in it, who produced it.
Wow.
They shot it a number of years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
It's been in post-production hell. But I think Terrifier 3 coming out unrated.
Yeah.
And being a big hit.
Yeah.
It's so violent. Like, you can't cut it down. It loses
Toxic
the movie.
Avenger.
Yeah, this new Toxic is very violent.
Is it like Terrifier level violent?
It's Toxic Avenger level violent.
Sure.
It's like sillier. And
sure.
Yeah, and less like, you know, I hate women, obviously, but
sure.
Jesus Christ, man! At no point in the movie should I go, I don't think this guy likes ladies. But it's very violent, and I think them seeing that you can release an unrated movie kind of got it out of production hell or whatever. You
and Terrifier 2 being proven as not being like a fluke.
Yeah,
by putting out Terrifier 3, and it worked.
Yeah,
and I think it will. Like, how did it come about though? That, like, because on some level, the mainstream obviously was like, yeah, we want to be a part of this. Elijah Wood and Peter Dinklage.
So every year, I've been working with Troma since 2010, and every year there would be some news story that we would have. There's like, this person signed on. I would know at one point Travolta was going to be in it, and at one point Schwarzenegger was going to be the mayor of Tromaville. And it was all these casting things, and it was always around Cannes-ish time when we were promoting shit. And they were all real, like these guys were looking at offers or whatever. And then I had read a couple scripts when I worked there.
When you said that people, do you think that it's because there are a lot of people in Hollywood, especially that have been in Hollywood for a long time, that are fans of, like, grew up as fans of Troma?
Yeah, or they just get it.
Or they get it.
Yeah, they get it.
Yeah.
They see or they were working, whoever was doing it at the time was a friend.
Yeah.
So they would be like attached.
Sure.
While they were shopping it around. So I read one awful version where, Toxie changed back and forth like the Hulk. And he was like in high school still, and it was terrible. So we saw a couple versions of it, like the scripts sucked. But then this guy, Macon Blair, who was in Green Room.
Oh, yeah, I love that movie.
Elijah Wood got together, and they came up with a really good script. And they went out and shot it in Europe somewhere. Lloyd, I think, is in it briefly. But everyone I know that's seen it said it's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome, but they just really wanted to do it. And Elijah Wood is like such a a film nerd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is perfect.
And plus, right now with James Gunn being the new king of DC, like,
yes,
it's a proven thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, if you watch Peacemaker, it's filled with Trauma gigs.
100%.
And like the video store they're in is all Trauma posters.
That's awesome.
Like, so I think now it's like, it's one of those things that, like, if you wait long enough, it is cool again.
Totally.
And I just happened to get there when it was not cool at all.
Right.
And now I'm about wrapping up with it as people will finally enjoy it again.
Yeah, I mean, that is a thing. That's so funny. Well, you're known for your timing.
Yes.
Yeah. That is the thing, though, with everything. I mean, it's the same thing with music. It's the same thing with bands. It's like, at some point, like, stuff is cool because you're young. And this is not for you as an individual, but for the whole generation. And then you kind of move on, and that's why it becomes uncool. But then you go back, and now you're an adult with some disposable income, and there's a generation that's removed that can now discover this on their own. And I feel like when those two things come together is when you can have this resurgence, whether it's with like movies that you would watch on, you know, Up All Night with Rhonda Shear, or bands that kids think is cool, or the kids think are cool again.
Dude, I see kids in my building, like high school kids, dressed like straight Hot Topic-y from, but not, I mean, like our generation of like Hot Topic, like straight up Marilyn Manson t-shirt, trip pants, that shit. And like, I was like, what the fuck's that? And I found that like there's a bunch of kids that think that's cool as shit now.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. And I love that you just realize that no matter how different you think your generation is, it always just works the same. It's always just that cycle going through again. I think it's great.
I'm pumped on the amount of, because I've been on tour with ICP, calling their wrestling company. They'll in the middle of the show go, who's this is their first ICP show, and it's just kids going bonkers.
Yeah, they absolutely fit into that.
And like it's whatever this like TikTok generation like just found them. Like my buddy has a 13-year-old and an 11-year-old girl. They were so mad they couldn't come with us to ICP.
Wow.
Because like they are obsessed. And he told them they're just a little too young.
I think it's also that like when we were growing up, just the way content was consumed, everybody liked one thing. This was the thing that you liked. I mean, there were different radio stations, like different genres, but if something was popular, it was across the board popular. And now it's so much easier to just find this little niche, right? Like you can have this group of kids that find the Insane Clown Posse amazing, but then this other group of kids over here still have no idea.
Well, to find out who ICP was when we were in high school, you had to meet somebody else who liked them.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean,
and you had to go to their house, and they would put on the CD for you.
The only way that I found out about the Insane Clown Posse growing up was when Kurt Loder showed up on MTV and said that this record had been banned like 2 days after it came out. It was pulled off all the shelves, and it was Great Milenko. And I was like, I gotta hear this. I gotta hear this record. I have to have this. Like, and immediately you're like, there's these clowns, and they have dreadlocks, and they're banned from the shelves, and they're dangerous, and you're like, yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for, you know. But it had to be either a moment like that or that thing where your buddy just found something.
Yeah, your friend's older brother.
I'll never forget the first time I heard about Limp Bizkit was like, you know, my sister's ex-boyfriend or whoever it was that was like, and he was like, Sam, have you heard about Limp Bizkit? I'm like, no, I don't know anything about this Limp Bizkit. And he goes, they're like Korn, but harder.
Nice.
I went, holy shit, I got to hear about this.
Is that possible?
I can't believe that. And I mean, he was right. He was right. I found Faith, and I was like, this is incredible.
Dude, seeing Sugar, the System of a Down video, the first time on the box, it would come on. But then, it's not like you could run to the computer quite yet and be like, what you could Google it, kind of, or like, they had a website, but it's not like you could be like, I need to know everything about this right now, like you can do now.
No.
You can Wikipedia a band now and find out everything they've ever done.
Yeah, and then you
instantly get B-sides and a million things.
Yeah, you YouTube their entire catalog.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, back then it was like,
you had to earn it.
You watched it, you had to remember it, you had to hope it came on again. You had to start going through, you would go to the drugstore, find Hit Parader or whatever magazine, go through the magazine hoping they were talking about that band that you just found out about, and like slowly kind of build. That's why we're all so loyal to our stuff.
Yeah, I think so because we
put the
we
time
feel
in.
ownership over it.
100%.
We're saying like, what kid today buys an album?
No,
they're never gonna know what it's like to like. I own this record.
Right.
I went day of. I went through the liner notes. I got it signed by the band. Like,
yeah, waited in line to
get. Yeah, I did that with Toxicity.
100%. Yeah.
I waited outside of Tower Records.
Yeah.
And like the ownership I feel over that now because it's like that's my copy of that. Like
right.
Now it's just you download. Now it's a ringtone.
Yeah, that is true. The connection that you make with the music, you also make with the physical thing that you're holding. This is my. I don't want like if it broke, I don't want to get a new one. This is my copy of it.
Yeah, or same with having a steelbook now of like a movie you love.
Yeah,
like it's not this. It's never the same as just clicking it.
Right. Absolutely not, because it's disposable when you're just like clicking. You know. Well, listen, Zach, you're the best. Zach Amico's Morning Zoo is on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon over on Gash Digital. You go to punchup.live/Zach Amico to see everything Zach is working on. Of course, Juggalo Championship Wrestling. Have they thought about bringing it back to championship? I just thought that was such a great play on words.
It was funny, but we are a little... We changed up our in-ring product.
Like it's an actual wrestling promotion.
It's way less silly.
Yeah.
Like, it's still silly and fun. We have cocaine. We have Mr. 50s. We have Luigi Primo, the Pizza Man.
Sure.
But also we have like pretty good wrestlers too. So
yeah.
I think it would be unfair to them to have the shit.
That makes sense. Unfair to them. Yeah. You're right. Zach, once again, you're right. Come by anytime, man.
Thank you. I love you guys. Thank you for having me.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
This has been Sam Roberts Show. If you missed anything or want to hear it all over again, check out Sam Roberts Show on the SXM app.
Greetings and citations, fine shit.